Da 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 da. Bum ba da 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 da. Hello, I'm down here, and my friends are currently loading in. How you cuties doing tonight? I don't know why a bunch of these are just off to the side. Here, let me hide those. There we go. Hello. Let's see who we got on the list today. C, thank you for the first. And Blippy, thank you for the first redeem. You can have your little bit of a Fangy, Rube, Vopen, Pogmeyer. Oh, Koishi. I'm sorry to hear that, honey. Here. We love you very much. But I got a surprise for y'all. Also, Vinny and True, good to see you, darlings. So, y'all wanna see? Y'all wanna see the new con model? We got a little update. Just a tiny little update. No, nothing. Indeed, it. Well, well, bye. Hello. I now have better shading and a different midsection. Hello. Also, I'm not sure why the other good beans have not loaded in. I think I might need to refresh their browser sources.
Experiencing fatal error.
Oh no.
Dun, dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Don't do this to me.
Watch me. Also, thank you for the head pat. What? Blippy, thank you for the biddy. Yeah, right? I absolutely adore what Sumi did with the updated shading, with the little accessory. It all looks real nice. But today, that's not going to be our focus, because we have friends, and we're going to be talking about the D&D campaign that we're in. So I'm going to go and refresh their browser sources to hopefully resurrect them from the dead. What? Also, Nico, thank you very much for the for the 200 biddies. Take a. Oh, a tattoo. Hey, yo. What kind of tattoo do you get? Where are you guys? All right, here's C. Here's Frog. Here's Kazrel.
One of you keeps giving me a sub to this channel. I don't even know this guy.
And Volpin wants some headbands. Yeah, no, I'm just some random fox boy on the internet. How'd you get in my house, by the way? It's fucking breaking and entering, you know.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. Okay.
Oh, I see a C.
Oh.
Beef to get me in, and all she wanted was a muffin.
I mean, you are the Muffin Man.
Yeah, it's true. I am the Muffin Man.
But hello. It seems that the gods have decreed that the first that we can introduce today is gonna be Cecil. Okay. Also, calm down, Vinny. There you go. 4 pats. All right, Vinny, chill. God.
Oh,
We're gonna.
hey.
Oh, Frog has also loaded in. Kazrel's holding out on us.
This is exactly how I feel
Thanks
about
for the hydrate.
Pogba at all times.
It's a wrist tattoo. Sun and moon design to look like a semicolon. Nice. That's okay, Vinny.
Respect for the meeting. I know what that is.
Oh?
Good, you still here, mate?
What?
The
Is that like...
tattoo. I just know what it means.
Oh. Well, Nico, I'm glad you're okay. I don't know what that means because I'm stupid, but I hope that everything's alright.
I am not going to say it out loud because I don't want to infringe, but I will let them say it if they would like to. But they do not have to.
Okay. Well, either way, congratulations on your first tattoo, sweetheart. I'm sure it looks wonderful. But, yeah. So, Cecil, Frog, would y'all like to introduce yourselves while Kazral loads in?
Yeah, well, what do you want me to do?
I'm waiting for you to appear on the screen, honey.
Isn't that your job?
I'm already loaded on the screen. What you mean?
I gotta leave the link. I gotta leave the link open. That's it.
What?
You closed the tab, didn't you?
Shut up. How do I do this? Did I do it? Did I do it? No, I didn't.
Honey.
There.
How am I don't know.
There.
What'd you do?
Honestly, I can thought you had to leave it open. Like I leave it open, but I thought you had to keep it open.
You don't have. Wait, if you're talking about the Future Tech link, no, you don't have to keep it open.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just kind of weird like that because it's sometimes, as you saw, you guys disappeared for a moment, even though you were fully loaded in a moment ago. Because
Yeah.
Fujitech is just a little bit finicky like that, and it chooses violence on the regular. Froggy's kind of quiet. All right, hold on, I got you. Blah 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 blah. Upping.
Speak louder as well, but no, yes.
You have been up to 180%.
Okay, I'm now at a louder, and hopefully that is good.
Yeah.
I cannot hear myself because that doesn't go. I would probably lose my mind if I just had that echoing.
Talking into your own head. Ay Dios. But goddamn, it really doesn't want to load in Kazral. This is fucking a hate crime.
What am I doing wrong?
I don't think it's anything on your end. I think it's just being a bitch. I can try repasting your thing. Let me try that. Oh, see, now it has a little loading symbol. So hopefully that'll turn into you in a minute or so. Oh, wait, you went to the new one. Okay, since you're using that, it takes longer to update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The old version is, of course, it's a little bit crappier in quality, but it just loads faster overall. But yeah, I'm going to sit down a little bit in my chair now. There we go. Kiwi. Hello, Kiwi. How you doing? Excuse me. But, yeah. Y'all want to do the intro thingamajig?
Oh heck yeah! All right, I'm the DM, so I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I'm C. I'm the dungeon master of the campaign. These are all of my friends and my players, and they are super, super fun to work with.
We choose violence.
Sometimes.
Actually, we're more diplomatic than I ever thought we'd be.
Yeah, you guys really are diplomatic, and I appreciate that. We have a story for that today.
That we do. Alright. Froggy, in an attempt to buy Kazrael another minute.
I am the Pugmire. I am the one who plays the Pugbear, and I am the one cursed with wrong and noodly arm. And if I don't say it that way every time, there's no point.
Yes, the legendary Pug Bear is... We love Puggy in this house. As you can see, Frog's PNG is holding a little artistic rendition.
The one, the only, the Pugbear. With big thanks to my boyfriend, we'll be doing that for drawing this. It's amazing.
It's very, very, very cute. But yeah, Puggy is fucking a towering behemoth, and we love him very much.
Remember the rephrase.
A towering behemoth? What's wrong with a towering behemoth?
He is a fucking towering behemoth, not fucking a towering behemoth.
Alright, listen here, y'all little shit. It's not my fault that I can't do the English language.
It's hard.
It do be kind of difficult.
The third grade.
Motherfucker, look.
Uh...
Are you really an American citizen?
You failed the third grade, I forgot, right?
I'm in college!
Colleague.
I am in collage.
I am in the collage.
I'm in cahoots.
You just see a bunch of pictures of me like cut out and put on a piece of cardboard.
the conspiracy board of
The conspiracy.
conspiracy.
God damn it.
This love-hate relationship I have with the English language and certain rules for grammar that make certain letter combinations say a word that you wouldn't expect it to. My favorite one ever, I would say, is the letter combination of GHOTI.
Oh, I love
being
that one.
Yeah, it's able to be pronounced as fish.
Huh?
Oh yeah, let me just explain this to you.
I'm not falling for this one.
Wait, what?
There's an entire Tom Scott video about it, but
All right, so GHOTI. That's what the letter combination is. If you
Uh-huh.
follow certain pronunciation practices, you can pronounce that as fish, and I'll explain how you can. GH as in enough.
Okay.
The O from women. So women, plural.
Mm-hmm.
TI as in, like potion.
Ah. Ah.
So fish.
I
That's
don't like
fish.
I don't like that.
welcome to
Stop.
the English language. It is cost.
Ugh. Ugh, that's
Awful.
icky.
Awful. I love it and I hate it so much.
Ugh, yeah. Ah. Ugh. Okay. And last but not least, the mystery man with the mountain background PNG.
What?
Casserole, please. Casserole.
I don't know what's wrong with this thing. What?
It's introductions, not. I'm
All
not.
you have to do it, but I'm not even here.
Well,
I mean, you are here. That's not.
They can hear your
Not
voice.
here,
They
it's
can
like,
hear your
oh,
beautiful sound.
Don't see my face.
You hear it
Motherfucker, they don't
spell
gonna
it.
see your face either way.
Okay, my face.
I'm going to put your face in something if you don't goddamn introduce yourself. What? Oh.
So yeah, everyone here colloquially knows me as Farum. I am the player for Caswell the Patient, my hobgoblin monk, Way of Mercy monk. Yes, you heard that right.
Also, Umbra, welcome to the stream, darling, and thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Where's
But
my face?
I don't know. Look,
You're not
Fuji-
allowed to have a face anymore. I'm sorry. You have
Fujitech
lost your
version
face
3.
privileges.
Yeah, Fujitech version 3 kind of just chooses violence when it comes to, actually loading in a decent time.
But I'm using version 3 and I wrote it in pretty well, so I'm very confused.
I have no idea, hon. It just said no. Hopefully, the way I set it up. And also, I technically refreshed everything, so maybe it'll go faster now. Mercy Monk, haven't heard about that subclass in ages. Is a good subclass. And,
From what I've seen
yeah.
of it, it's a very good subclass, even more than most monk subclasses.
And Kazral's been using it well, I'll tell you that much.
I play UA. I don't use that Tasha's stuff. Don't get out of here with that.
Oh, it's the UA version.
I don't
Yeah,
have. I don't have a problem with Tasha's. They do some things great.
There you are!
That was not one of them.
You made it.
Hey!
The party's all here.
woo!
Alright.
Oh
So,
my god, I'm ugly. Put it back.
oh, shut the fuck up.
Too late.
There is no escape. But, yeah. So, now, we should probably do the whole character introduction thing that we usually do. Right. So... Fuck it, I guess I'll do it. Hey, obviously, I'm Con, but in this campaign, I typically play a goblin by the name of Larcy Featherfoot. The girl most typically known by this chat as the one to the far right here. Violence. So, yeah.
What are you doing? Throw the art up on the screen, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
happy
yeah.
You have that image saved.
I absolutely have it saved.
I put way too much time and effort into that.
I... Okay, hold on, let me...
Oh no!
We didn't violence the cow. Okay, we'll get to what happened to the poor cow later, but
Ah,
that wasn't our fault. We couldn't
we were
hand.
we're kind of going to do it to it anyways.
It's
Like,
technically my fault, but we'll get to that.
We don't talk about it. No one gotta know.
It
It's
was an active, specific effort.
nobody gotta know.
He
All right, but yeah, here's the girl. This is Larcy Featherfoot. She is my little goblin mean. I love her very much, and she will convince you to buy all of her products to get your money. You cannot stop her. Isn't he a Larcy on account? Yee. I love her very much. My little merchant rogue and bard multiclass. And yeah, that is her. Main goals include financial domination of the continent and fighting battles when you don't actually have to lift a blade. So that's fun. Also, I learned something the other day that you may find interesting. See,
Yes.
small characters can use mastiffs as mounts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
my dwarves do it.
You can purchase a mastiff for 25 GP.
Oh no.
They're
What?
expensive. What the hell?
Yeah, they kind of are, or maybe it's SP. Well, either way, I'll double check that. Yeah, so if I wanted to make her a mountain combatant, I absolutely fucking could, and I find that hilarious.
Oh, no, 25 gold. Where are we ever gonna
What?
get that?
Oh,
much
wherever
money?
we're gonna get that much money, says the merchant rogue who gets 10% interest per week on everything. You know, casually.
Ah, such a fun subclass.
Indeed. Next up, we have Zikazirel.
What?
Honey.
You're put on the spot.
Yes,
You want me to
this.
introduce myself again?
Well, your character this time.
Ah, right. Yes, it does make sense.
Honey.
Casserole, everybody.
Applause.
Get away from me! Shut up.
Honey.
I'm medicated. It's fine. So, yes, I am Casrel the Patient, who is a hobgoblin originally out of the city of Flan before it was, well, I mean, most of you who play in D&D, you know what happened there. Was a wandering refugee after after that, who had been taken in by a monastery called the Monastery of the Yellow Rose before Flan fell. Keep the timeline straight. Where he had learned his craft and had learned a lot of the counter to the hobgoblin nature, which, as most know, is a specific. Trying to remember the deity's name. I don't remember. Anyway, is a disposition for battle and feats of strength and other things like that. Is that they have to prove themselves as strong in their culture, which is ingrained into them, as he had learned to not only control the anger that comes from being a hobgoblin, which is also a racial thing, just it's quite literally in their blood, but to also hone his craft and to learn how to become more than what he was born to be, as he was abandoned by his hobgoblin clan when he was born, as he was deemed to be too small and possibly too weak, and was taken in by a human woman who was a jeweler in the town of Flan, which is also where he learned the craft of jeweling, as it was also important to his development, as jeweling is a very patient and delicate craft, which tied in even more to his growth. And as he has learned from here on out to become a monk, he has continued to follow his craft even after the monastery was lost and Flan was taken over. And his end goal over time is to fully master his craft and to rally enough people behind him to retake Flan, his home, from the invaders that destroyed it.
Very, very nice. Last but certainly not least, Puggy.
It is I, the Pugbear. This is how I have to start all my introductions from now on, of course. To all the notified at all, the Pugbear is a bugbear with a face more reminiscent of that of a pug. That's, as always, the Pugbear. Though at an early age, he was essentially kidnapped from his parents and brought to be a Colosseum fighter, where he learned and trained in the art almost entirely of fighting, using his mind and his brute strength to his advantage, and, of course, his most deadly tactic of long, noodly arms.
True, they're very
Which,
deadly.
again, incredibly important point about the bugbear. He can reach around from so far. I still can't get over the way reach works in this game.
Look, it's fantastic. We literally saw Puggy reach around and first off, he's hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker, which is always that shows you you've reached the peak of your craft, man.
I try
And-
to do it whenever I get the opportunity to, because it is the most bugbear thing I can imagine, making him lift up one person and hitting them with another person. Like,
It is fantastic. We also have one other member who is not here. C, would you like to do their introduction?
Yeah, sure. The member who's not here would be Zom the Sharpshooter. He's another hobgoblin with a gunslinger class. That's, I believe, some homebrew. Uh, he So he started out in this volcanic area with, interestingly, adopted by a fire giant, so his story goes. During his times learning the craft of smithing guns and, learning the ways of hunting,
Hey, Jetta.
there was a time that came that there were a group, actually, of trolls who came in and very, very nearly killed him, but his father just stepped in the way and just defended his son, defended Zom, and ensured that he could escape with his life, sacrificing his own in the process, which sent Zom off as a wanderer, basically, for a good amount of time, until one day he just came across this group of goblins, another hobgoblin, and a bugbear, just in this forested area that he, on happenstance, was exploring one day. That's how Zalm came to this little group of goblins, and that's the beginning of the story of the person who crits the absolute most in this game. Holy moly.
His luck is fucking insane.
I don't think I have
it's
ever
absolute
seen
times.
one person roll so many crits on one character.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, multi-attack definitely helps, but it's also the fact that it don't discriminate. It's either crits or crit fails. There's no in between.
True.
I don't think we've had a single fight that he hasn't gotten like one crit.
In either direction, definitely.
Yeah, in either direction. But yeah, that is the basic character layout we have, and just a brief recap from last time. I believe we last ended up where? The capture of a certain asshole. Right. So, Benny, Nar. We are short, but the only thing that we're stacked on is fucking weapons.
And Buggy's back.
True.
If somebody just said short stack in the chat, I'm gonna find you.
It's fucking Benny.
Time him out.
Get the ass. Alright, but as a brief recap, in our last session, or last session that we actually talked about on here, we were raiding an underground little area that was hidden underneath a leatherworking shop. in the sewers.
That was about
Hmm?
6 months ago.
Yes, so it's kind of been a while since we last updated you on what we've been doing. There was a minor break somewhere between that point, but we've still gotten a lot done since then. So,
It certainly feels like it.
yeah, that's for damn sure. But yes. So, after we captured the head of that little operation and threw him in jail, we decided to take a break and wait until he woke up to question him. At least that was the plan. But we ended up doing something a little bit different. Now, C, would you like to remind us what we decided to do?
Alright, so the thing that you decided to do is as soon as this guy was. Well, he didn't actually wake up. That was the problem. He stayed asleep, and there was a guard who came in to notify you all, saying that, hey, this guy has been sleeping for an exceptionally long time, and there's some really strange things going on with him. Like, for instance, he's got tattoos on his body, like, everywhere beneath his clothes, and it's really screwed up because the area around him is getting a lot colder.
And we didn't like that. We were kind of like, hey, something might be a little bit fucky. And so we all went and visited. And we got two exceptional checks that happened there. One from Zom. Zom was, I think, trying to find out the composition of the tattoo, and was able to make a critical arcana check to figure out it was a sort of magical ink made of gemstones. And
Oh,
There's
yeah.
also something that was important about these tattoos. They were written in Giant.
indeed. And let's just say we've kind of had a slight inclination that the Giants aren't the biggest fan of us goblins for one reason or another. But say Kazrael,
That's me.
what did you decide to do with these tattoos?
Well, originally when we had started with these, I had seen that from outside of his cell, that from the distance which we stood, that he was covered. I feel like we had to explain is that originally he looked like just a regular human man, and then we had seen that he had these markings, these strange, kind of glowing markings. And I had surmised that there was a possibility that since he seemed like an ordinary human man, as far as we could tell, they would have been given to him. And one of the only ways that could be done is if they were tattoos.
Mhm.
So I had surmised that the best way to handle this was to alter the tattoos in a way to hopefully, in such a way as that Kazrael is not necessarily, he is very much not magically inclined. He has a -1 intelligence. That doesn't mean he's stupid. He's just extremely uneducated.
Mhm.
Uh,
We're going off instinct in this department.
but yeah, going off of tattoo and what he's learned from magic from having a few casters around him, he decided that it'd be a chance to alter the tattoos, and hopefully that would affect something.
Mhm.
And seeing as it was made out of gemstones, which is his kind of his forte, I figured that there was a possibility that we could concoct a little bit of our own and
Do a
well,
little demolition.
break them, such as the way of breaking an arcane circle and removing its magic.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
Well,
that didn't happen.
yeah. So we've learned that there was a bunch of different tattoos on this lad that had all sorts of different effects, different spells. One of them was just a giant tattoo that was simply just frost. So, for context, we've seen other giants with similar tattoos on them, just kind of plainly stating their types. Like, the hill giant from the very beginning of the campaign had the word hill written on it, on a
On the
hunk of
chunk
its
of flesh
flesh.
that we took and kept.
Oh, I can explain this. I can explain this perfectly.
Go for it.
All right. So the okay, so Ulrich had giant written on his chest, and this giant, the language, Zom can read this because, he had a fire giant father. And he reads this giant written across his chest as Isiotunen, which is Frost Giant, very literally.
Mhm.
And the same thing has been seen with another kind of giant that is relevant to the backstory of Larcy and Sooty,
Peace.
because
We
they
didn't
had.
introduce Sooty.
Yeah, we didn't introduce Sooty.
We'll get to her when the yeeting happens.
Yeah, we'll
Oh
get to
god,
her
don't remind me.
the very scary moment. Yes.
Yeah.
They had the similar run-in with another person who had runes, I would say, written on their body. Another giant, a hill giant, who had Haug Yotunen written across their chest, which is, of course, literally translated into hill giants.
It's like someone took a
This
giant
is-
barcode label and just fucking slapped it on each of their chests.
Yeah. So it's very strange that they would see something very similar to that past experience with an actual true giant written on the body of a human. And while this is happening, while they're observing this, Sooty, and I think it was Larcy also, were examining a note that was taken from Ulrich's, place of work down there in that little hellhole that he had of a lair that everybody just invaded to capture him.
And that bitch
Invaded.
was in code.
Yep, and Larcy immediately saw stuff off about it because this guy is a leather-working merchant, and all of his prices just basically made no sense for a merchant. They were all wrong.
It's just like, hey, none
Yeah.
of these are even remotely correct. And there's a little pattern here, and that doesn't bode well.
Yeah, so Larcy pointed it out, Sooty examined it, she found out that this whole thing was written inside of a kind of code. So while everybody else is examining Ulrich from the safe distance of the bars, she is trying to decode this message, and she was able to do it very quickly, as I recall. It was a high check, right?
Yeah, she got a pretty high roll.
Dang, yeah. So she is very quickly deciphering this, and let's see, I just have the notes somewhere over here. I can read it to you. Yep, there it is. She decoded the prices and the messages in his little memo, I would say. And the message that she decoded is as follows: Dretra, this group may be the one. I smell artifice, and they are skilled. I will update you when I have their hides, or if they prove too troublesome. Your servant, Reiner. End quote.
So, this guy, who we thought was named Ulrich, his real name is apparently fucking Reiner, and he served some other lad who we don't know about. We have never heard those names before. So first off, fake name, makes sense, you were fucking doing some criminal shit, fine. But we soon have reason to
Money
believe...
laundering.
I think
if
skinning live goblins is pretty worse.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say I think he's a few steps
yeah.
past wondering.
Also, thank you for the hydrate, Fangy. But, yeah. So, examining this lad's body, we also find something hidden. Most most of those tattoos are pretty abrupt and visible. But one of them has a secret little trigger attached to it. He has Death Ward. Death Ward attached to a teleport. If he would be killed, dropped 1 HP, fine. But then, in secret, that triggers, he gets teleported out. So, we decided that if we were going to destroy any of those tattoos, we were going to start with that one. And we did. I don't remember who was it? Was it Kazral or was it Zom?
Yes.
Oh, it was Larcy. It was Larcy, wasn't
It was
She
me.
had the-
Oh, you're right. I had the fucking heated scabbard, didn't I?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
happened.
Right.
Zom determined its effect. I pointed out which one it was, and then gave you the idea to destroy it, and that's what you went for.
Right. So,
So technically, it was all of us.
yeah, one of Larcy's magical items is a heated scabbard, where upon using the magical activation, it gives a little bit of fire damage to whatever weapon you pull out of it. So, we use that on, I believe, her little dagger, and then use that like a scalpel to fucking sever the magical connection of that tattoo. And we did, but...
Oh no, no but just yet. Not just yet. You tried to go for another one.
Oh, right. What was... I don't remember what we tried to go for next, because we did not finish that one.
You tried to sear off Isyotunen.
Oh, that was our mistake. Yeah, we tried to sear off the frost giant one. Thinking...
Because that sounds scary on paper.
Yeah, because we're thinking, wait, if this is like a frost giant's blessing, maybe it's making him, like, as solid as a frost giant. Not... And, hi,
It has something to
Medi,
do with the
mama.
cold.
Yeah, because it was getting chillier in there. We thought some weird shit was happening. Let's get rid of that one. And then... Oh, wait, hold on. Dan used the new redeem. Oh, dear. Adios.
Oh no.
Oh.
So that's what that is, I see.
Hello. Anyway.
What the actual... Hold on. No, we are not
Oh, yeah,
glossing over that. What?
What that means that's
Yeah, I showed this off while we were waiting for you, Kazrael. How are you, honey?
I hate this.
That sounds like an issue, not an Ishme.
Stop talking. Your voice doesn't fit.
Whatever you say, honey. It's fantastic. And you cannot stop me. Nope, squat redeem too. God damn it.
I got to do this too. I have to participate.
Alright, let's go, brother.
How many are we doing?
20.
20? Awesome.
Alright, ready?
I've already
One.
started.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Physics.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I'm out of shit.
You good,
Oh,
boy?
God.
We good. It's alright, bro.
My legs.
You'll be aight.
Where were we?
We tried to sear off Frost Giant.
Yeah, you guys tried to sear off Frost Giant. I didn't even ask for a check at that point.
Wow, I gotta do that.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you aight, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, you guys tried to sear off Frost Giant. I didn't ask for a check because that... Oh, that was the trigger.
Take a deep breath, bro. On ad time. Here, do we have any mods in here? Mods!
Is that how you attract the mods?
Yes, actually. It's very effective, surprisingly.
Called coercion, and it's not legal.
I was drinking water.
I'm gonna go fill up my own water bottle as we discuss the.
The mistake.
That's one word for it.
Actually, I don't have any of the triggers set up for adding hands to her, so politely just use the single head pat ones because I have to add all these hands manually right now until I figure out what to put for there. But, yeah.
I guess
So,
it's not very handy for you.
so I
Bonk.
believe before this, Kazrel actually decided to gag him.
Bind and gag him.
Yeah, bind and gag him, just to make sure he wouldn't be moving around at all.
We're talking about Ulrich
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Talking about Ulrich. Back on
Yeah, we're
topic.
talking
That's what
about-
we're talking about.
hmm
I decided we should tie him up in case something happened.
Yeah, in case he tries to get up and stop us from, destroying the tattoos.
Yeah, like not like this guy could do much to you guys anyway, but just in case.
hmm
As far as we knew.
Look, we were very paranoid as a party, and I like to think that helped out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it was completely and certainly unwarranted.
So here's what happened. As soon as you started to try, Larcy, to sear off the Isyotunin tattoo, he woke up immediately. And he began to speak, and he's gagged, so it's coming out like... And Kazrel very politely actually removed the gag.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the man's trying to tell us something, even if he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's bound to a chair. What can he do?
Was in a bed?
Yeah, it was a bed.
Or that, even better.
Yeah, just bind him to a bed. Fine.
Shut the fuck up.
Basically surgery for tattoos, it's better.
True.
They performed surgery on a Ulrich.
Better than a grape.
Shut up.
So, words were exchanged by the party and Ulrich. I can't exactly remember what they were. Do you remember?
He
It
said
was
something along the lines of, we just made a serious mistake, and then that next thing happened.
Yes, then the next thing happened. So, before anybody really has the chance... Oh wait, no, not yet.
Oh no, Rube, that's Earhart. He's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes I get Earhart
Yeah, no, we love
already
Earhart.
mixed
I
up
miss
with
him.
other characters, but no, that's names.
So, he starts to get up, Ulrich, and he is snapping the bindings like they were nothing.
And this guy was a fucking caster for what we thought.
Hardly even. He had to get scrolls made for him.
Indeed.
Yeah, he had scrolls. He
Also, hi
was
there.
basically a regular old dude.
You were like,
That's what they thought.
mhm.
So he's getting up. He's snapping the very well done bindings like they're nothing. Kazrel decides to get him in, what, a headlock, I believe it was? Chokehold headlock?
Tried to knock him out again, yeah.
Yeah, tried to knock him out again. He's getting up and taking Kazrel with him.
Puggy with him, too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
right.
he was too, trying to hold him down. Didn't work.
Tried
Again,
to get Bugbear
like-
to help me.
Overpowered the Pugbear. You know, the massive puggy wall of flesh, essentially.
So
Yeah,
we
so
just
this,
have this man, like, walking towards the door of his cell, carrying, like, half the party with him and the bed he's strapped to.
Yeah, so that can't fly, so full combat breaks out immediately of the party trying to fuck him up, and, they succeed, because it's a guy. But he goes down to a knee, and hey, you like phase boss fights? Because this was a phase. Phase 2 immediately starts. This burst of kinetic force just comes out of him as he's, like, holding over his chest. The Isyotunin tattoo glowing even brighter for a moment. Everybody gets... Not everybody. Everybody who was close to him, so...
He's kind of, like, booty blasted.
Yeah, they kind of got booty blasted back a certain distance, and he immediately grows and transforms until he is this huge, bursting through the ceiling of the jail that they were in, frost giant.
Yeah, it wasn't a tattoo given by one. He's a real one. That was a disguise.
And he's in full armor and wielding a battle axe.
He's turned into a full-on frost giant.
In the
Yeah.
middle of the guard outpost.
Yeah, in the middle of the guard outpost.
The outpost at that point is beginning to crumble.
Yeah.
Combat starts again, and my party immediately has to get out of that crumbling building before the worst happens.
Yeah.
And, they were pretty successful, I would say. Everybody got out on time before any other parts of the building could collapse on them. everybody just runs out of the building fast as they can, and Ulrich, now as we know him, Reiner, the frost giant,
Mhm.
follows them, breaking apart the building while he walks.
Yeah.
Oh, like a giant.
Yeah, like a giant.
Oh, Raijin, this is the MILF model redeem. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, don't call it that. God damn it.
What do you want me to call it?
Anything else?
Mama? Sorry, Mama. Sorry.
Ooh.
Gotta grab food real quick. Y'all can.
So the fight is proceeding as normal. The goblins are trying to gang up on this frost giant who one-shot Puggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit Pugbear, and like I don't even think it was a crit. I don't think it was a crit. I think he just like
Really
hit
high
Pugbear
rolled.
hard enough with a single roll, and it took Pugbear all the way down to 0 HP. That made me a little worried, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a little worried.
The very
Puggy
first
did get
warrior
buffeted a
fight-
little bit by the rebel as he was escaping, so it wasn't from full HP at least.
Yeah,
The
wasn't
very
full
first
HP,
worry
but
of the fight happened in that moment because Puggy got frozen in place by a layer of ice that just grew over him.
Yeah. So we found out later that that was an effect of his battle axe. That when he reduces a creature to 0 HP with it, they get fucking encased in ice and they can't be healed until the ice is broken. So, yeah.
Yeah, so any healing that would be done to Puggy, if that ice isn't broken off, it just doesn't count.
Yep.
So that was a worry. Luckily, Larcy is here, and she actually has Healing Word on her kit right now, and she was able to break Puggy all in the same turn. Use her action to break Puggy out of the ice.
Oh
and
no,
heal him.
actually. You're forgetting a bit.
What
She
did I forget?
has a summon.
Right.
Larcy, way back when we were exploring those cursed caverns, Larcy tried to, or made a pact with an imp. She's not a warlock. Like, literally sacrificed max HP to get an imp familiar who would act for her on her turn. And what happened was she summoned it right after this guy showed up, and she commanded him to break the ice, so she didn't have to use her action on it. So he broke the ice. Doesn't require a check on or anything. You just have to commit an action to doing it. Ice was broken. Bonus action, healing word, and she could still use her action to attack. And Jetta, someone redeemed the new. Someone used the new redeem. And we're talking about D&D. So yeah.
the only combination you could ask for.
See.
So the fight proceeds as expected. The party's DPS is out of this world. And, well, DPR, I should
Vinny.
say. That's how it works in D&D. So, what happens next that causes worry? So I do this thing when the party is basically guaranteed that they're going to succeed in combat within the next turn, that they can start what I call an execution.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a skill challenge for the party to succeed a certain amount of times versus 3 failures. If they fail, the combat proceeds as normal. If they succeed, the fight can be ended right there by whoever gets that last success. And we flavor it basically as a combination of the goblins doing their part to whittle the target's defenses down until at least one person can get that finishing blow in.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to a point where it's I can't remember if there were any failures, but I know you were at 2 successes when this happened. Kazrel's turn came up, and he used his turn
I sure did.
to make a check to disarm Reiner. And he's... Do you want to explain it, Kazrel?
Well, what I did was that I hit my step of the wind, and for those of you that aren't aware, step of the wind on monk increases your movement for the rest of the turn. You can take the dash or disengage action when you use it, and also increases your movement speed and your jump distance. So I use that along with the jump distance to bring up a good 10 feet in the air to reach his wrist, and with an aerial strike with his naginata, cut it right across the front of his wrist, which caused him to drop his weapon as Casrell fell back to the ground.
So yeah, combat went very well up to that point.
And here's the problem, the second problem that came up, and it scared everybody. Because Reiner's turn was right after his.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth to explain the context in this, because the context behind this decision is he's backed into a corner right now. He knows he's gonna die, basically. So he has to proceed with the mission given to him. And the party could surmise at this point that they're here to kill artificers.
Yeah, they really don't like artificers for one reason or another. And this is where we have to introduce Sooty.
So hi, I control the character Sooty. She is a DMPC in the campaign, which I basically run her as a very well done NPC because I don't put her in the front very often unless like somebody else actually is like dragging her. Because
Yeah.
I want her to be
A
she's an
support.
artificer. Yeah, she's an artificer. She is here to make everybody else even bigger of a badass than they already are. That's my mindset for this character.
Mm-hmm. She's also my character's mom.
She's also Larcy's
He's
mother.
got
Yeah.
mom, but also very tree rot his mother.
No worries, Jetta.
So
Have a good drive home.
that's the problem right now, because she's an artificer. Reiner is here to kill artificers, so on his turn, what he does is he uses his whole ass turn to grapple Sooty and try to throw her as high as he can into the air diagonally so that nobody can really try to catch her if they try.
The absolute yeetening.
That
This-
is the evening, yeah.
This is where I had to really, because I know I'm controlling Reiner. I was unprepared for this moment because I don't know how far a giant can throw a creature.
A lot.
This is where
Oh,
I look. This is where I look at another feature that giants have, which is just rock. They throw a rock, and it's like a boulder to a regular person. I would say it's like person-sized rock. That's why it's so it's so big on damage.
Yeah, it do fucking hurt.
So rocks of that size, I would say fairly probably weigh a lot more than a goblin.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Just a little bit. So 240 feet is the max distance, and he would throw the max distance believably. So that's what I have him do.
So,
So he throws Sooty 240 feet into the air diagonally.
Like, holy shit, I still can't get over that. That's a thing that happened to 30.
should we talk about fall damage?
Let's talk about fall damage for a second. In Dungeons and Dragons, you can fall like 10 feet. And I have my own, rules for this because falling 10 feet generally isn't fun because you can high jump that high in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you fall for 10 feet, you take 1d6 bludgeoning damage, and it goes up by 1d6 for every 10 feet. So if you fall 20 feet, you suffer 2d6 bludgeoning damage. She fell 240 feet. The maximum amount of fall damage that you can take is 20d6. So Sooty got shot into the air. Yes, Shooty got shot into the air. And I extend an olive branch to the party. I allow only Zom, because his turn is right after, to attempt to catch Sooty while she's falling down. I ask for, I believe it was an athletics check. My man didn't succeed.
He didn't make it.
You're right, I think he just barely felt it too, is the thing. If I remember correctly, it's been a few weeks.
So,
I think he did just barely not succeed at it. So I had to describe at this point how Sooty falls down and how he just barely is unable to catch her. Like she just slips out of his grip that couldn't get a hold of her and hits the ground hard. She suffers 20d6 bludgeoning damage. And I believe it
84-ish?
came up to around 80, middling 80 damage in total. That took her from 100% HP, which I think she has like 40 something HP, down to nothing.
We don't
And
do negative HP here, in case
we
you're
don't do
wondering.
negative HP. That's a thing for 5e, but 5e also has this other rule. If you take enough damage past 0, like say you did go into negatives, if you reach from that one instance of damage up to your maximum hit points again, you die instantly.
No saves.
No saves at all. It's instant death. I'll say it right now. Kazrel saved her. Earlier in the combat, he provided Sooty with temporary hit points. And these temporary hit points
Hi,
came in
Thundercloud.
so
Thanks for the
clutch that
biddies.
if
Yeah.
she did not have that extra, 6 or 5 that he gave her, she would have had just enough HP to die instantly from that fall.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
She was that close to instant death. So she falls, hits the ground hard, and the party can see at this point that miraculously she is still moving just a little bit, enough to let them be assured that she isn't dead.
Yeah. She made it. And I
that
believe you also made her roll a
just
con
happened.
save.
Oh yeah, she had a con save too, because you fall from 240 feet in the air. It's not just damage that you have to worry about, I say you have to pass a save in this case, to avoid being seriously injured.
Very
She rolled
valid.
really high.
Yeah, she did roll pretty high.
So I'll save that for later. But the party saw this happen, and you know what? They didn't appreciate it. They didn't appreciate it one bit. Khan, would you like to tell us exactly how much Larcy didn't appreciate it?
Well, let's see. I believe she was next in turn order after Azam.
Yep, right next.
And, well, I don't know about you, but seeing your mother get shunted into the atmosphere by a giant, it tends to leave you in a bad mood. So Larcy decided to end his mood for the rest of his life. I do believe that she fucking ran up him, Attack on Titan style, and tried to fucking cut his head off. I don't remember if I succeeded in getting all the way through his neck,
Oh no, you didn't succeed all the way.
but it was
It's honestly more gruesome, frankly.
Oh yeah.
But let's put it this way. That little bean tore his fucking throat out. So, yeah. The last sight Reiner got to see was him failing his mission as my mom got up from a bonus action heal. As blood completely just started spilling out of his neck, with his teleportation thing not going off, because we seared through it. Nighty night,
Describe
Reiner.
the despair in this giant's eyes, seeing that he completely failed his mission.
Oh, it's
And
delicious.
Khan liked that.
Oh, I like that. Larcy loved that. She was smiling at him as he fucking passed away.
And I believe you added something to Larcy's journal right after that, didn't you?
I do believe I did. Let me open up that. Let me open up her journal real quick.
So as a DM, I like to give my players journals so that they can record anything that they really would like to. And they've used it so far. I love looking inside their journals every so often and just seeing what they write down. Larcy has stuff written in it. Kazrel has stuff written in it. Pugbear.
Shoot, I gotta update it.
I have one single thing written in Puggy's notebook, and we will be getting to that. Oh, we will be getting to that.
Yeah. And Larcy's notebook is a fucking trip just to read through in any circumstance because it is a little pink heart notebook that on its second page has a fucking pentagram on it because that's how she summoned the imp in the first place. So it's just the most Gap Moe shit you've ever seen. And you see, when we first met Reiner, and
Sorry,
well,
I can't look you in the eyes while you say words like that.
Sorry, when we first met Reiner, it was because Larcy was looking for advice on setting up as a merchant in this town. And Ulrich offered some advice from merchant to merchant. Sorry, Penguin. It's now redeemed, so every 10 minutes people have the option of toggling me back and forth.
Yeah, I gotta have a cooldown on that.
Yep, that way, at minimum, people get 10 minutes of their preferred mode. Wait, I just realized one of my little thingamajigs is gone. My little cherry accessory, one of the little... I'll have to ask the rigger about that. Something's wrong with that. But, yeah. So, what Ulrich said to Larcy was this. Always assume that your trade partner wants to screw you on the deal. She wrote that in her notebook after he fucking put her to sleep with a sleep scroll and threatened her life against Puggy.
Yeah. The Pugbear was not very happy either with that whole arrangement.
Yeah,
So-
casually kidnapping them. We have a, I believe there's a VOD of that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So, after this encounter, she made a little addendum to that page. And know that you can make your partner pay for it in full. And added a little heart in giant's blood.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. I forgot about that part.
So, yeah, the plant daughter chose violence. Don't worry, if you don't know the context behind her being a plant, don't worry about it. It's not important, quote unquote.
It's fine. She's just a plant. There's nothing wrong in her life.
Mhm.
She's pulled that card on some people sometimes, and they just don't believe her sometimes.
It's fucking great.
I mean, who would believe this obvious goblin is a plant, right?
Right.
Not
Still don't believe it.
You think that the clear blood would be enough to fucking convince some people, but nope.
Nah, you just got weird blood. You're weird.
You just got a lot of hemoglobin, dude.
Yeah.
Does it mean... Wait, wouldn't that mean I don't have enough hemoglobin?
I don't know, but you have it.
Electrolytes.
Isn't hemoglobin what makes it red?
Is it? Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Have a discrepancy in your hemoglobin.
It's
Not enough hemogoblins.
hemoglobin.
Hemogoblin.
Hemoglobin. God
God
damn it. Okay, but
How
yeah,
deep does the pit go?
we put that bitch to sleep. And, Sooty thankfully lived, and I don't believe she took any lasting injuries either.
Yeah, she got such a high constitution save against that serious injury that she actually did not get any long-lasting injuries from that encounter.
This is a
Thank God.
miracle, pretty much,
Very
by the
much.
way, like...
I mean, she's got like one of the highest con saves in the party, but it doesn't make it any less impressive.
They're
Oh,
like a skydiver just not deploying their parachute and walking away from the class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
albeit a wee bit shaky.
She basically got Yamcha'd and came out fine.
God, what Yom said.
I can't believe you tried to Yamcha my mom, Reiner.
Oh my god. Mom said.
Mom chud, help. There's also the fact that we kind of fought this a level earlier than we were supposed to.
Oh yeah, you fought it early.
Like, this is supposed to be a level 6 encounter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be a level 6 encounter, and you fought it at level 5. It's not much of a difference, but it makes a difference still.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it this way. That means that Sooty probably would have survived that fall without that temp HP.
Yeah, she would have.
Barely, but
I'm not saying that it wasn't a good thing that you applied it, for the record. I'm saying that we would have had a little bit of extra assurance in that department.
So just beware, because giants can throw you.
Yeah, duly noted. Fun fact. I'm pretty sure my armor gives me resistance to bludgeoning damage. Does that count against falling?
Your
No.
armor actually has no resistance against bludgeoning.
Wait, is it only piercing and...
Yep, it's only non-magical piercing and slashing.
Oh, shit.
Falling damage and bludgeoning damage are two different things.
I would probably say that's true, too.
That's also fair.
I believe, according to the handbook, it's true. Because it's
Question.
called fall damage, not bludgeoning damage.
Really? They call
Really?
it fall damage?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Alright, I'll remember that.
That's not
Fall
good
damage
for
is
us.
not bludgeoning damage.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Do you think a barbarian would still have resistance to it?
No.
It's physical. If you have the only way you can have resistance to it is physical damage.
And barbarians have slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning. It doesn't necessarily say physical.
okay, yeah, that is
Hmm.
enough of an important definition gap.
However-
there.
Furthermore, because of being a monk, since I have slow fall, the feat specifically says, you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any capital F falling damage you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level.
Okay,
Hmm.
capital just clues me in on, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I would also like to
More
take a moment
headpads.
to appreciate the fact that Reinhardt's corpse is still just on the map we're using for the main town square. It's just there under a box.
Hmm. I mean, Pongwin, that's exactly what the boss did. It literally chucked my mom into the sky.
I think this is actually the second time I had a boss that made you take fall damage in a certain way. The first
We
one
need a different name because I keep thinking you're talking about our boss.
Yeah, I should hope the boss doesn't make us take falling damage. That'd be bad. I don't think I broke down his door that many times.
Yeah, the first time I did it was actually the very first one you fought. Remember the injured cave troll?
Oh.
Oh.
Remember how he
man.
grabbed Pugbear and threw him up into, what, the stalactites?
Oh god, yeah. God, it's been forever.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Right, I'm wearing
Yeah,
a skin.
That was level 1, level 2.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Yeah,
We don't get paid.
Yeah, the boss pays us sometimes.
Okay,
we
get paid.
live there.
I know we live there, but he still pays us for certain things.
Yeah, you get paid.
Mhm.
You also got paid in the area, if I recall.
Yeah, we actually double dipped. We got paid by him and someone else.
Well, more than one person was grateful for what we did, so.
Yeah, and Larcy got the scabbard in there too.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
I think that was in the
Right,
Kobold
but back to
Caves.
the-
Anyway,
Yeah, with Kobold Caves. Yeah, back to the
You
story.
got
though,
Dinar.
Yeah, Dinar.
It
Dinar
took me
and
so
Dinar
long
and
to
Dinar.
get the Zoke of
Dinar.
Dinar.
Yeah.
Dinar.
Mhm.
And Dinar.
and Dinar.
And Dinar.
And also Dinar.
Yeah, I love that guy.
But not Dinar, fuck that guy.
Oh, you
Aw.
Don't worry
Alright,
about it,
where were
chat. Right, aftermath.
The aftermath of the Reiner fight. Yes. Okay, so they discovered fairly quickly, I would about as normal, that what's happening to Reiner is similar to what's happening to the hill giant that they had before in the backstory with Sudi and Larcy. He's not rotting. And this is important because the atmosphere that they live in currently, the climate, due to a dragon, there's a miasma that's just in the climate right now that if something dies, it will rot away very, very quickly, like within hours.
Mm-hmm.
The frost giant's body, Reiner, did not rot away at all, which is very similar, the same actually, to the hill giant, who they blew up on a hill, including the hill itself.
That is how Sooty got her last name.
Yep, that is how Sooty Hillblaster got her last name. They earned them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that was the coolest things.
Yeah, so I believe they also take some of his flesh because they've gotten 2 flesh trophies at this point, including his. Because the flesh is important because they used the first one, the hill giant's flesh, to gain access
Found.
to. I'm sorry, what was that?
I think the first one with the tattoo we just found. We didn't take it off him. We found it.
Well, you didn't. Sooty and Larcy did.
Yeah.
It was a backstory element. They literally blew the hill giants up.
Yeah, we literally implanted explosives around it and blew them to hell.
Yeah, so that was kind of their trophy to take from that awful, awful experience.
Yeah. We don't really like being slayed by giants.
Understand to be so.
Hmm.
So they take this new chunk of flesh with East Yotunin written on it, just like they have the Haug Yotunin one, because they surmise at this point that the area that they're just delving into, that they used the hill giant flesh to access, the series of caves, probably uses something like the frost giants as well, because they had.
There's one that was labeled stone, and we figured we need that one too.
Oh
They
yeah.
encountered another door that had Stein Yotunin written on it, and
Been able to.
it would not open for them at all. It's covered in stone. They can't get past it.
Mm-hmm. We also have the sneaking suspicion it might lead to the Underdark.
Yeah, that's an area that they have to go for, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they took it, and they're paranoid at this point because they see the frost giant's body. He's not rotting. They're paranoid because he might come back.
And we don't want that, so we stabbed him a bunch of times to make sure that we got that fucking death thing to proc already.
Oh yeah, stabbed him a bunch of times, and they went above and beyond, and they decapitated the body. They put the head in a pit that they dug out themselves, and used acid splash on it over and over again until it melted.
Good luck reviving this asshole.
Yeah, just to be safe.
So yeah, unless they
You need a true
dish out
resurrection.
unless they dish out some serious cash money, some serious dinero moolah on this frost giant, he's not coming back.
And even if he does, I'll happily repeat his fucking treatment.
Oh yeah. When will you learn your lesson, old man? All that kind of stuff.
Do that. Don't do that.
How many times we gotta teach you this lesson?
To be fair, I'd like the idea of him being revived sorry just to kick his ass again, but also don't do that.
Yeah, valid, but I'm sure that we'll be able to find cooler giants to kick and get kicked ass by.
Oh, that'll be a day. So we're about to enter Puggy Chapter 1.
Indeed.
So the entire reason that the goblins entered the town of Rakesvale to begin with is, as you might recall, we're here at this point for Puggy because he has heard from a reliable source of information that the parents of his late friend, who he knows from his Colosseum days, are here in this place. And they don't really like Puggy all that much.
Yeah, I wonder why that might have been the case.
Why would it be the case?
If you would like to explain why it might be the case, Frog.
Yeah, the reason why it might be the case is, again, like Alexandre, Buggy's old friend, was like pretty much his best and maybe not only, but definitely one of the few friends Puggy had made during his time in the Colosseum, and during that time he was known as I think the Iron Masked Bear or something like that,
The mass
because
bear.
the Masked
The
Bear,
Masked
because
Bear.
he wore a mask over his face because that is what they were required in the Colosseum. And anyways, at one of the final, like one of his last few fights as a Colosseum fighter was pretty much an exhibition match with his friend Alexandre, and it went pretty well. In the end, he still ended up winning, for he is indeed still the Pugbear, if nothing else.
But there's a
And
little problem.
there's a teeny tiny, incy little problem there. And that would be the fact that at some point near the end of the match, from somewhere, he was injected with a dart containing a drug/steroid that would be known as. It wasn't the
That
Weeping
was known as
Blood
Blood
Fury?
Rage.
Blood Fury.
Blood
Blood
Rage.
Rage. Yeah.
Yeah, it was known as Blood Rage in his Colosseum days, though it would later be known as something else. And under the effects of that drug, he didn't have the most easy time recollecting it. It sends you into a blood rage that you don't stop until you have completely until your blood rage has been sated, pretty much. And he ended up killing his best friend.
Yep.
Which, yeah, that
And
was
let's just say
that was,
parents weren't too happy.
Oh yeah, he brutally killed his best friend. Like that was it wasn't just like stab and done. He like maimed him.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight to anyone who had seen that. And for the Pugbear himself, that was the final blow. Like, he didn't want to, like, it wasn't like he asked for the drug or anything. It was injected to him, like, from a blow dart or something. Like, and after that, that was literally the last straw before he just escaped from the Colosseum because he never wanted to go through that again, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so, yes, and his only, like, all he had wanted for some time after escaping was to meet up with the parents of his best friend and just at least apologize. And that is why, in essence, they probably didn't like him, to say the least, and the entire party wasn't Rakesville at all.
Yeah. But when we got to Rakesvale, we found that we're already hitting a little bit of a problem there in the fact that one of them's already dead.
Yeah, two problems there. The Rising Phoenixes, as their Colosseum name goes, turned into the Rising Phoenix recently.
Yeah, so the mom's dead now too. So
Yeah.
At least that one wasn't Pugbear's fault.
my one was not Pugbear's fault. However, the remaining one is suffering from the after effects of the same drug.
Yeah, and the Colosseum is kind of covering up the fact that it's a drug. And they're calling it, oh boy, what was it? The Weeping Death.
Making it seem like some illness that was going around.
Yeah, and when the Pugbear first heard of his symptoms, he realized, I
Oh,
know
shit.
exactly what this is. At that
And-
moment, Pugbear realized pretty much.
He fucked
Yeah.
up.
For you guys who don't know, the Weeping Death symptoms are you get red spots all over your body, you know, like you're
Meowdy,
undergoing
meowdy.
some kind of a heat stroke, and you start you start bleeding from the eyes.
Yeah, it kind of sucks ass. And also,
Kinda
welcome in,
sucks.
Kiba. Hope you're doing well.
You also get extremely irate too, like easily under
Yeah.
the effect.
You kind of just want to punch something constantly. Which,
So
compound that with what you already have with this man and Puggy.
It does also make you stronger, I believe, but at
Oh, yeah.
horrible costs because
You know,
Yeah.
the terrible pain and bleeding. And
Yeah,
eventual
and-
death.
that's a bit of eventual death. Nothing too serious.
highly addictive too. So you're gonna get back on that if you stop in your weakened constitution.
Yep.
And honestly, it was a small miracle that the pug bear actually didn't end up with an addiction. Though to be fair, it's only a small dose and one time, but still.
Yes, so he
Mhm.
got lucky, but he still has the problems now that there is an angrily sauced up husband who probably hates him that he has
Yeah.
to talk to.
Who almost definitely hates him, especially as we would soon find out.
Yeah. So, we head to the Coliseum after all of this Reiner bullshit.
I believe it was only Kazrel and Pugbear who went.
And
The
Rossi?
first.
Wasn't Rossi
No,
there?
Larcy was
Oh,
there
no,
for.
no.
Okay,
Wait.
Larcy was there the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rossi
And
was, okay.
that was that the time that we cured him?
Yes, it was.
Yes, yeah, Larcy was there for that. And we started off with Larcy trying to talk to him. That did it like being like an innocent like, "Hey, Mister, are you?" That went okay, but we weren't making any progress because she mentioned the masked bear, and we immediately felt the full scope of his wrath towards that character.
Yes, it was like they flicked a switch on him. He went from being passably okay to talk to being just extremely irate. You mentioned this guy's name. You guys are assholes for reminding me of the pain that I am going through.
Yeah, I think we kind of were, like, I can't exactly blame him for his mood, like,
No, I
but
don't think
also,
even with the drugs I wouldn't really blame him.
yeah.
But yeah. So there's two revelations we had here, and Kazrel was at the front of one of them. So
Hey, this actually has to do with the heroic perks that you got.
indeed. Well, Farah, what did you do to this man?
Well, under his practice of the way of mercy, which he's been learning, it has an affinity for ailments and diseases, and more specifically, poisons. And I was given a feat by our DM, arriving feats to better fit this, called Purge the Body. Uh, Meaning that Casrel is able to manipulate the key of an individual to either end the poisoned effect or to force a creature that is possessing a living being to make a charisma saving throw or be expelled.
Oh yeah, I
That's
can
not.
also do that. Amazing.
There's a couple. There's actually a couple of ways that he can end the poison condition over the course of his class. That was just happened to be the one that I had at the time, and I had asked Cecil for clarification to understand that the effects of this poison, the effects of this drug were, in fact, technically a poison. So I was able to talk him into allowing me to use my key to purge it from his body. And I did. Or
There's still
Casrell
a,
did, rather.
there's still a very cool scene, even just like mentally thinking back on it.
Yeah, so as Kazrel is just touching this guy on the chest to, get into the flow of his key as well. 'cause
Punches
he
him.
punches him right in the
Punch the
face.
poison right out of him.
Yeah, he touches the key in this man's body, and this guy actually has a lot of key to work with, as Kazrel found out he is a monk as well. He touches this guy's key and expunges the poison from his body, which takes the form of him basically throwing up what looks like blood.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of
yeah.
fucking gross.
Pretty gross.
That's the bet.
But he is immediately looking better as this is happening. Like the rashy red stuff on his body, the flushed skin, is just disappearing visibly, and he is just getting calmer by the moment. and it is just like eventually revealed, like fairly short order, that he is feeling fine after that. Actually, like he hasn't felt so good in quite a while. So the Weeping Death, the Blood Fury drug, has been just expunged from this guy's body thanks
Get
to
it out of
Caswell.
here.
Get out of here! Just punched that poison right out of him. And like
Yes.
this, he was much easier to talk to, I would say. Definitely not as irate as he was before, much more willing to listen to them talking about the masked bear than he was beforehand.
I'm
Because
pretty
now
sure during his irate state, like he stated that he had been tracking down people who had been calling themselves the Masked Bear, right? That during that
yeah,
part.
yep, you do remember that correctly. In his enraged state, he has, like beforehand, been tracking down people who would call themselves the masked bear, like clout chasing after him, like hanging on the masked bear's coattails.
The
Because
Puggy's
Puggy was
clout.
yeah, Puggy's clout. Because Puggy was a very nice arena fighter back in the day. He just he just forgot a few things, got injured, and a lot of that just went away with the injuries that he's suffered, and he has to like reacclimate his body to being in fighting order. And he's probably just about where he was at that time at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I can definitely see that. It makes a lot of sense, all things considered.
Yeah. So the guy's name is Bernard, by the way. I should probably mention that.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just mention his name real fast because so Bernard, cured of blood fury, the weeping death, is now more open to talking. And I think around this point, you actually introduce Pugbear to him, like for real this time.
And we do a little bit of explanation as to, hey, that drug we just yeeted out of you, he was on it at the time.
Yeah, and there's probably the most talkative, and B, the most remorseful Puggy has been and probably will be for quite some time. Like, if not full on almost tears, like he's still so worked up over just what had happened there, and just finally getting to be face to face with his best friend's dad at the time. He's just, yeah, the Pugbear was. Yeah, like there's a reason he kind of had Rossi there to interpret his own words, because sometimes that's how the Buggy is. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was this really like touching moment between the father of his best friend, who he killed in the state of blood fury, forced to do it, now being able to properly communicate with him and understand exactly what Pugbear went through at that time, because he went through it himself. They were able to just talk about this seeing red, this just horrible anger that welled up within from out of nowhere, seemingly, and how it just felt like they were observing their body act on its own, pretty much. That's how it felt like they were able to bond over that in some way, at least in a way to understand each other. So it's at this point that, after a little bit, they begin to question the happenings of the Colosseum, because Blood Fury, the Weeping Death sickness, is going on everywhere in here, they saw.
oh, granted.
Oh, sorry. I was actually fixing a piece of my model got broken, and
Oh,
I
okay.
just got sent an updated file to fix it. The
Oh,
little
okay.
cherry link thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm fine. Don't worry. Please continue.
So what they found out previously during their trip into the sewer is that there was a stash of this drug within the sewer
Yeah.
that they found during the exploration process before they got to Ulrich. So they're guessing at this point that the drug is being brought into the town, through the sewers itself somehow,
Yeah.
likely being passed individually, bottle by bottle, through a gate that they could not access, and it's being brought up into the Colosseum from that point that they couldn't get into at the time. And I'm not sure when they got to this, but I know eventually they landed on the conclusion that it's probably coming out of the sewers that lead in to the Colosseum, which means it's coming in through the toilets.
Yeah.
Yay!
Which means we got to go down the toilets and find out where that is.
So we
Right.
had some shit to go through.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Ba-
So, a little bit of weight, just... no, Larcy had prestidigitation already, so they flush themselves cleanly
Yeah.
and go down into the sewers. And this is a fairly interesting area, I would say, because it is immediately apparent that there is something very off about this place in the way that I was describing it to them. There is this constant
Coldness.
feeling. There's this constant coldness in the air that really shouldn't be, because it's fairly temperate everywhere else. And just being near water like that probably wouldn't make it as cold as it is, because it is nearly see your breath cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I described that there is this constant feeling that you are being watched, like somebody is over your shoulder, watching right over you. And there are certain points in this sewer system that it got so cold that you actually could see your breath. Let's see here. Just glossing over some unimportant details. They found one area that I'll get to that later, actually. That's important later.
Mm-hmm.
They found something supernatural immediately in this place, I would say, because it's basically the first place that they went to. It's second, actually, second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're talking about the lads.
Yep, we're talking about the lads. So
The
they
lads.
found- Yeah, the lads. They found a group of 3 ghosts in the sewers. You know, they like peeked around the corner. They saw one off to the side, just watching what's happening between the other two, and the other two are like in the middle of a fight.
Mhm.
And that fight is going on and on and on. And they waited. They tried to wait it out to see if it would just end. And no, it just kept going.
Because we saw splatters of blood, but that would immediately just heal and keep going.
Yes, so they were in this perpetual fight, this duel with each other. And I believe at some point my players questioned me, like, can we talk to these guys? And I I immediately put the seeds into their heads that yes, if you want to start a social encounter in a dungeon, go ahead.
And
Those
so
kind of
Larcy
people,
did.
We're not generally the type of people, for often as a lot of D&D parties I've seen. No offense, is that they they're
Shoot
just
first,
like,
ask
"Oh, yeah,
questions
we're just
later."
gonna fight them. We're just gonna fight them and get it over with, because it's like, yeah, if we fight them, get the instance over with, then we're done. Then we did what we need to do. But in reality,
There's more you can learn from social most of the time.
exactly.
But yeah, so Larcy had the idea of dressing up as a fan of because they looked like Coliseum fighters.
Yes.
So we figured these are probably Coliseum fighters who died in the past and are still just hanging around, well, the sewers of the Coliseum for one reason or another.
Somehow, for some reason.
For some reason. We'll figure that out later. We still haven't figured that out fully. But
No, we
yeah,
haven't.
so she dressed herself up with a disguised self in her merchant attire, which is just a cute little dress. And she went up and tried to talk to one of them, the large lad. And we found out, what was his name again?
His name was Finnegan.
Yes, Finnegan. So Finnegan tells us that he is in an exhibition match with this guy because apparently he cheated, or he was being accused of cheating by the other guy. So they're having an exhibition match to settle it. But he's like pretty polite and everything, But the main issue is he doesn't realize he's dead. He's like, oh yeah, maybe you can see me fighting sometime in like the big ring. And when I asked him about some of the more current people who are still in the Colosseum, like the Rising Phoenixes, he said, oh, I've never heard of them. So we're just getting the feeling of, oh, they've been dead for a while, huh? And
if I'm, oh, sorry.
no, yeah, I was about to actually call on you because Puggy, you recognize the name Finnegan, don't you?
I did at the time, yes. Like I even actually specifically asked to see if I could make a roll of if Puggy remembered this, because like it turned out that Finnegan was a famous like resident of the Colosseum that even Pugbear heard stories of, and he was not from that place to begin with.
Yeah. So first off, he wasn't from that Colosseum, and he's a couple hundred years old.
Just a few hundred years old. It's nothing anyone would notice too much.
So
We're still working on that one.
Yeah. What's up, Lobo? We didn't engage them in fighting or anything, but that gave us some interesting information to work off of. That still doesn't really have any use. I'm kind of scared about it, to be honest. They're cool. I like them. But like, I don't think they're going to fight us without reason. But I'm more worried about who's forcing them to be there. Because in one of the more recent bits we're going to get to talk about, we're dealing with some undead shit, and I'm worried.
It's fine. We're fine.
Just a little bit. But yeah. There's also a lot of other just odd things down there, like what looked like an alchemical room with 2 giant scorpions in it. So yeah. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, whole place is abandoned, by the way.
It's just
Yeah, as they explored, they found out fairly quickly on that nobody's home.
There was not a single living humanoid there.
There were traces of humanoid activity in there because, there's an alchemical lab, there's places to rest, there's, as they found, there was this one area that had an entry of a journal that, they enjoyed reading.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that guy now.
Okay, brief context. One of them had, like, what we assume to be the guy actually responsible for creating the Blood Fury. And it looks like it was for a fairly stupid reason. Like, a bunch of rogues basically threatened him, hey, make this drug for us, and we'll let you go. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. So then he decided to make it fucking as brutal as possible so people just kill each other while they're on it. And then they actually fucking loved it.
I can read it right now.
I don't want to hear his dumbass voice.
Please.
If you want to, go ahead, but I will be covering my ears.
Alright, cover those ears.
Ah.
Alright. The script on this page is finely written and pleases the eye more than the raggedy paper it was written on. Woe is me, woe is me. I, the foremost wizard of my circle, Argyle Linenbacher, forced to perform research and development on a kind of drug by a band of no-good hooligans and ne'er-do-well.
God help me.
I cannot stand for this. I have enough to worry about with my own research into enchantments and the impact of exposure to such magics on the world. Fie! If they wish to abuse the outstanding knowledge of a man dedicated to the arcane arts and the secrets therein, I shall give them more than what they bargained for. A slight adjustment to the formula is all that's required. A continuation of the passage has a more recent date on it. I, the foremost wizard of my circle, Argyle Linenbacher.
Get used to hearing that.
So true to it was I that I provided leagues more than what those hooligans could handle. It was such a delight to see them turn upon each other in a frenzy of unparalleled viciousness. Truly, it left a profound impact on me to see that I, indeed, have merit enough to cause even the most rambunctious of villains to cow in the face of one with such a grasp of the unknowable. Soon, I shall make my daring escape. Another continuation, in another more recent date. I, the foremost wizard of my circle, Argyle Linenbacher, was shown a degree of gratitude that even I could not have expected from these filthy bandits. It was an unnerving experience to have them so gleefully thank me for my research. I'd meant to eradicate their will to continue on with this line of business, but they seem like as not to continue with increased fervor. A problem has arisen, however. I cleverly hid myself away to listen in on conversations betwixt them, and they say they'd found a batch of the product destroyed. Supposedly, it's time to relocate. Ah, well. This, too, is as good an opportunity to escape as any. Even in failure, I, the foremost wizard of my circle, Argyle Linenbacher,
I hate him
will
so
find
much.
a way forward.
He's
My
so full of himself. I want to kick his teeth in.
My daring escape shall commence post-haste. Should any daring adventurers find my journal, do take care not to set off the trap in my quarters. It is a most devastatingly deadly one indeed.
Hey, guess what we did?
Not that. We didn't actually. We just came very close to it.
Yeah, you just came very close to it. You almost did. You almost did, but you didn't in the end.
We're
Good on
good.
you.
We could. Jesus.
So that was entry 2 of his journal. You didn't find entry 1.
Was it down there?
Was it? I can't tell you.
Alright, fair enough.
I guess you have to take a look later, potentially in a book. That
Did we
does not return to the
I mean-
sewers unless you have to.
Better question. Did we actually fully explore the map?
You did fully explore the map, yes.
So if it is down there, it's just because we weren't paying attention to one of the rooms.
So that was that room. That was Argyle Linenbacher, who produced Blood Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So they at least have a kind of name to work with right now. Argyle Linenbacher, the foremost wizard of his circle.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Say his name one more time. I fucking dare you.
I double
You
dog
don't
dare
dare
you.
me. No, I will.
Eh,
One more time, Cecil. See what happens.
Man, you know that I am the master of fucking around and then finding out.
true.
So, they haven't really done anything with the information of Argyle Linenbacher, the foremost wizard of his circle, just yet.
We need to find a
Mm-hmm.
circle first. This stupid circle.
Yeah, I'm sure all those squares make a circle.
Ah, it's too fun. I can't wait for more. So they didn't set off the trap, good on them, so they explore the sewers a little bit more. What happens after this is... So, before we get to the very important bit, I'm gonna get to the bit where they basically discover that there's a passage to the Underdark in these sewers somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we found the what
Gibbering Mao.
You found both a mimic and a gibbering mouther.
Mouther, that's what it's called.
Why the zipping mouth though, which is
An
I'm not gonna miss
Underdark.
it, so.
So,
You did not see the gibbering mouther, but you heard it.
uh-huh.
Yeah, we did.
Can we please just drop bombs down that hole? Please.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fun. That'd be super fun to cause a cave in the sewers. That'd be
I
cool.
mean, yeah.
Oh,
But you
yeah,
can't tell me that
let's go
Sody
over
wouldn't be
the
on board
Underdark.
for it.
I'd say it's probably worth it.
We already know one way to get there. We just need to kill Stone Giant first. Arguably
we
more
don't know
pleasant
that's
an
where it is.
experience. Yeah, Larcy actually got mimicked for the first time. It didn't do much to her because we immediately executed it afterwards. But it was kind of like, excuse me, who the fuck are you?
Excuse me, get out of here, sir.
Excuse me, I pick locks. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Okay, so The knowledge of the Underdark being very, very close to them right now is on the table. Now,
Yeah.
we keep it on the table for now, because they come... They kind of have a solution to it, but that comes later.
hmm
Now we're going to get into the important part. This is Puggy Chapter 1's climax.
Yeah. Because, of the ghosts down there, there was another one behind an arcane lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just listening in, they could hear this ghost. They heard a lady down there. They heard the lady behind the door crying and saying the name over and over again, Alexandre.
Where did they know that name from?
Wonder where that name came from. So yeah, Puggy immediately recognized the name because obviously that's the name of the best friend that he killed.
Yes, immediately. It definitely didn't take me a few seconds to remember that that was his name or anything. Nope.
It's okay, it happens.
So yeah, hate it when that happens.
hmm
Gosh, every Saturday, God. Uh,
Every Saturday.
lose more best friends that way.
Oh.
God, I hate you.
So Larcy, the master lockpicker, picks the arcane lock and opens the door.
And I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, excuse me, was this supposed to stop me? Be gone, lock.
Be gone. Thought.
Expertise in lockpicking is so good.
Yeah, we love being able to casually crit for a 31.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, be careful of lockpicking though. I found out recently how awful lockpicking is.
Yeah, it's supposed to break your fucking tools, right?
Not only does it break your tools, but I don't know if you've ever been on the other side of a locked door that somebody is just trying to put a key into, but that shit's loud.
Really?
Yes.
It's the rock-picking royal here, and on today's episode...
So if
Yeah,
just putting a key into a door is loud, imagine fiddling around with the lock itself.
We're going to open the gate at Area 51.
Damn. Meanwhile, lockpicking lore have been lying to me. I thought it was just a very quick and, like, couple clicks, but that's basically it.
Oh, it can be. High checks, that's just a few clicks and you're done. But it's
Mhm.
loud.
It depends on the rock and everything, really. I
True.
suppose if you could just use a spell to muffle the sound, though, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, true.
Oh yes, you have the opportunity to do
If
that.
you
too. Like,
know that someone's on the opposite side of the door and you want to get that surprise round, silence exists.
yeah, silence exists.
Also, hi, Cole Baker. It was very likely the one good medic. So if you want to direct your thanks to someone, it's probably them.
Alright,
Medi.
so they open the door and they see this room just spread out before them. It looks like a bedroom with amenities that point towards it being used for arcane research. You know, there's this orb on the other side, the far side of the room, on top of a desk that has this swirling black, purple, and red cloud inside of it. Bookshelves that have books for magic, I would say. Books for magic on them.
Mhm.
And then the most standout thing in the room is this magic circle on the floor, which contains a partially opaque lady who is kneeling down on the ground, back to the party, bawling her eyes out.
Getting Blair Witch Project vibes from this shit. Oh, thank you, Vulcan.
That one was more. The Blair Witch was worse.
Fair.
I'd
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
Blair
lot more
Witch.
scared of that.
Oh yeah, just no magic circle that implies containment, and she's in the corner.
Just someone standing in the corner.
It's fine. When has a strange woman standing in the corner ever hurt you?
A few times. At least twice.
Shut up, Hunter.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
All right,
And
so
yeah,
you interacted with her first, Con. What did Larcy do?
Larcy, first off, she tried to be polite to the ghost, basically got the don't fucking talk to me treatment, and decided to just skirt around the edge of the room and check on whatever the weird orb thing was, see what it was doing. And it seemed to be powering the circle containing her. and it seemed very low on charge. So I'm like, oh no, that might not be good. Yeah, there's also a spell book in there with some very high level spells that I nabbed, but I obviously can't cast any of them. But,
For now.
for now. Probably ever, I'm not a wizard.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but, yeah, and she just backed out and like, this one's on you. This sounds like the lady we're talking about. Is that your mama? Maybe. Chat with her. I don't know what to do here. Marcy's normally pretty good with the persuasion, but she rolled pretty low. She rolled very low on her first interaction, and after just being told off by her and basically told to fuck off, to stay away, she's like, I don't know how to interact with you. I'm going to step away.
Yeah, it,
Everybody is basically giving this lady space by not entering the room.
Hmm.
I'm
Sitting there
pretty sure
discussing,
everybody
like,
felt.
what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody felt like if people crowd around that room, nothing good is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So Larcy comes out, and she hot potatoes the interaction to Kazrel.
Mm-hmm. Caswell does a fucking bang up job.
Oh yes,
Thank you.
That was massively good, I would say. Farum, what did Kazrel do when he got hot potatoed the interaction?
Well, Hasrel had decided that this was a situation that needed to be handled tentatively, because, of course, also the fact that we had no idea what we were dealing with, and he had never seen a ghost in his entire life. So this was a big deal to be in front of. But decided that the better way to look at it was to remember that this was a human being, or at least even just like a representation of one who was grieving, and he was able to provide evidence as to who he was, or rather, what he could do, as he had previously met this woman's husband, who was our good man from the arena, who was poisoned, and he was able to use that fact to get her attention and to explain that, first of all, he's
Hey,
alive,
Pats. I'm good. How are you, honey?
and that that Kazra was able to cure him.
So, that's generally a
And
good thing.
of course, that's kind of a big statement, especially to make a woman to a woman like that. She's like, she doesn't know this person, she doesn't know what he's capable of, or all these things to prove it. But the thing is that Kazrael was able to prove as much about, at least about his capabilities, because also at level 6, monks acquire a feat that makes their unarmed strikes magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance. What I've learned over my time of experiencing other monks is that it means that you can punch ghosts.
Yeah.
you can punch a ghost
So,
very
Uh,
carefully.
if you can punch
So
the
I
disease
punched
out of
her.
a ghost.
No, I didn't. Uh, but other people that said, "Do thank you, Beauregard." We're able to, and I was able to use that to ascertain that, well, if I can punch him, I could even just touch him.
Hmm.
And C allowed that, so he was able to reach out to this woman and touch her. He grabbed her wrist to get her attention to keep her from pulling away, and that caught her immediately. And he was able to inform her that he spoke the truth. He did, in fact, cure her husband of her illness, and not only that, they were trying to stop this illness from whence it came. And he was able to tell her that he was different. He was different from all of the chirurgeons and doctors and all those physicians that they had tried to appeal to in the past,
Not like the other girls.
because he is. As with all of them, they interacted with the body. He interacts with the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to show that and to show her what he could do. And he was able to at least have the beginnings of bringing her a modicum of peace, to understand that not only was her husband alive and well, but we were helping him to figure out who was behind this and put an end to it.
Yeah. Puggy had a very sweet moment with her after the groundwork was laid by Kazrael.
Yeah, after that happened, I told her that even though she had gotten her closure, there was one more person that needed it as well, and I had Pugbear come in to see her now that she had been persuaded, because as I had said, she was not the only person that needed closure before we left.
So the Pugbear essentially managed to get closer with the two members of that family. And even if one of them was already a ghost, he is still the most closer he could have asked for. And all in all, this entire arc, it gets me. I really enjoyed it. God.
It was very well done by Cecil, and just the way y'all played through it was blessed. Because Cecil was expecting us to fight her.
Yes, he was expecting us to fight her, to think that she was going to be hostile to us because of that, and that we were going to have to make a big decision like that to see our way through here, because she was a lost cause, a grieving spirit that could find no peace from the living. And we happen to have the sense and tools at our disposal to verily counter that and do more than the average man could.
Mm-hmm. And then ghost hugs.
Ghost hugs! Only the slightest bit of ectoplasm. I don't get any ectoplasm at all, actually, but it's funny to say ectoplasm.
Fair. And I believe she left you with a gift too.
Yes, actually. After this entire interaction, which just saw her able to move on, because that was the one thing that they actually requested for her when she asked them what she could do for them. Kazrael just had this moment with Puggy, just the silent agreement that the way that you could help us out the most right now is to just pass on.
Just to put this grievance behind you and to leave it in our hands, and to have the good faith that we will see this done.
Go
And that
hang out
she
with
could
your
use
son in
that
the
to find peace.
afterlife. Oh,
And
yeah.
that she could use that to find peace and depart from this place finally.
So she agreed to be able to do that and just carry the message from Pugbear to the son that she would inevitably be meeting up with in the afterlife. And
So we hope.
they all just had this really special moment after Erica, that's the name of the wife, passed on to the afterlife, where it's really only something that Puggy could do, because he was able to wrap everybody who is just in this emotional state right now
Big hugs.
in a big Pugbear hug.
A big Pugbear hug with his big noodly arms. The only thing you could ask for at that moment in time.
It's the hug bear.
Extendo arms make for the best
Hugbear.
hugs.
The
Hug
Pugbear
bear.
became the Hugbear.
It was very good.
So pretty much everybody who wasn't involved directly with talking to Erica was either in this state of "aw" or just like barely holding back tears. I'm pretty sure Larcy was in the state of "aw."
And Zom was crying.
Zom was crying. Sooty had her back turned to everybody, like
I'm not
to play
crying.
cool.
Fuck off.
I'm not crying. You guys get your tears out of my eyes. Okay? God, you guys are
Stop cutting onions right next to me. Goddamn.
blubbering babies. So right a little bit after that, and they were just like in the room still. Uh, it's something that happened for Puggy that came right after. That orb, which had gone clear at some point during their interaction, the magic just disappearing completely from it. That orb began to light back up with a new kind of energy. As this force just like came around Pugbear. It swirled around him and went into the orb itself, this crystal orb, and filled it with this kind of blue, cloudy energy kind of stuff. So, getting his attention, Pugbear went up to the crystal and looked into it. And in this crystal, etching itself into the material it's made out of, Puggy saw two phrases, two sentences, presumably from Erica and Alexandre. Puggy, what were those phrases?
Be better, always. Make it right.
And when Puggy reached out to touch the orb itself, the energy that was concentrated within the orb just flows out gently into him. And I asked Puggy at that moment, pick
Choose
a stat.
Yeah, baby.
And that is how the Pugbear got 2 more points in strength.
And his maximum actually is now 22 for strength.
Hell fucking yeah.
So if he
And
dips into strength hard, he can get a +6 in it eventually.
That's so cool.
oh, and he's going to, mark my word, he's going to. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank Cazuel for suggesting things when the Puggy leveled up to level 6, because that's when I got the Resilient feature, which helped run my stats out, because it made run my uneven stats even, and that's actually a very nice little feat I didn't even realize, because I don't look in the feats as often as I should.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There are so
Resilience
many
is
good
a-
feats, man.
Resilience is a very underrated but very, very good feat.
Is resilience the one that gives you con save proficiency?
Not
Any
quite.
save.
So, for anyone who's not familiar, resilient, when you take it, it gives you an extra point in any stat, an extra score in your score. And when you do that, whatever stat you chose, you gain proficiency in saving throws in that stat.
Oh.
It is a very underrated feat, and it is very good for fighters because one of my main characters is a fighter, and I find that since fighters have strength and dexterity as saving throws, which is good, one of the most common saving throws for fighters is, for magic is wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, like if it was good with a fighter, it would be to take it in wisdom saving throws. And Pugbear, you had saving throws in what?
Strength and Constitution, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and and you took it in
Dexterity.
right.
I had an 11 in dex at the time, which was helping no one, so
Very, very
So
fair.
he took it to get your dexterity up to 12, and you took it to get proficiency in dexterity saving throws. So now you are proficient in 3 saving throws instead of 2.
It's
because
pretty
of
damn nice.
feat.
Massive improvements. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, it's very nice.
I mean, I'm assuming that you're not going to take that feat, Kazra, because of Diamond Soul.
Exactly. And I
Mhm.
already have proficiency in dexterity and wisdom, which is most of what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wisdom is probably one of the most important saves in the game.
Yeah. I have intelligence saves, which, while they aren't that common, they are fucking really bad when they do come up.
Yes, intelligence saves will fuck you.
Yeah.
But right, with that orb that Puggy got the energy from, I described it as this assistance from his best friend, who he could feel like the magic, this essence, just flowing into his body, and he feels his muscles just, like loosening up a little bit more. Just this slight bulk up, this so slight improvement, and that he feels like when he moves his arms, it's easier to do so because it almost feels like somebody has their hand on your forearm, guiding your arm at the same time.
And it was so good.
So it's
Very,
like
very good.
like Alexandre is right there with him all the time, helping him do whatever he needs to.
It's really sweet. I will also call a brief momentary break because we're 2 hours in. So get some water, get some foods. I'm gonna use the restroom and get some ice cream.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a drink.
Hell yeah. There was no heterosexual explanation for this. Cheers. I'll drink to that.
I'm going to be here and saying nothing that could potentially get you banned off Twitch.
I appreciate that. I'll be back.
I'm gonna quickly stretch myself.
Alright, hey, I'm back, the most important person.
Fuck you.
No, thank you.
Damn it.
And I'm within speaking range once more.
Welcome. Welcome.
I know I say this like pretty often, if like maybe not like every session, but a lot. But this still is one of my favorite D&D campaigns I've just been in, and just the being campaigns are so fun and fleshed out. I really enjoy it.
Well, there goes my head again.
And sometimes it has proof that you don't need to have high stats in order to have a good time. I say, still looking at space stats and being like, man.
Yeah! Yeah, you don't
Uh,
need high stats to have a great time. Puggy proves it.
And people need to understand that D&D is not about min-maxing. D&D is not about winning or being infallible. It's about playing the strengths and weaknesses properly and using that to create something.
Yeah, it's about the story you're weaving with the resources that you have on hand.
Weaknesses can be just as fun and interesting as strengths if you know how to use them.
They really are. Weaknesses probably make the character much more relatable too, I would say.
It also gives you the opportunity for actual growth instead of them just being perfect from the beginning, which
Yeah.
nobody is.
Yes, a perfect character is much less fun to watch grow than somebody who is fallible and can make mistakes.
Because it feels like the character just doesn't have anywhere to grow. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. what are the flaws of the characters so far, too? I think we have a few of them already just out in the open.
Well, as I just happen to have Bugbear seat open for review, I'm still like, it's one of the ones that I have a little trouble like playing into, and I'm trying to kind of walk on. So, but anyways, his flaw is as written. Doesn't tolerate any social situations he doesn't put himself into. Gets aggressive if someone he doesn't know, I think should be specified, tries to talk to him. I'm still struggling a little bit to walk that in, but he is a mostly resolved person when he's not around the other party members, and when he's not just dealing with someone that he already knows pretty much.
And I think that actually came up one time during a between session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember the bar fight where the guy just kept trying to talk to Pugbear?
I could not forget the bar fight if I tried.
That was so fun.
Yeah, I was ready to throw down on that guy.
You did! You threw him down!
No, yeah, I mean, I'm saying like before we actually did, I was ready to,
Oh, yeah.
and then they decided that a throwdown was what they wanted, and then we threw down when I tripped him and dropped his head into a table.
And then you kicked him in the face immediately, I think, right?
No, not immediately. I dropped his head into a table, and then you said that under the next round he was barely up but stunned, and then on my next turn I used one of my unarmed strikes to kick him in the face to make sure he stayed down.
I'm back.
Right. Welcome back.
What about making sure someone stayed down?
The bar fight.
Oh, we
but-
talked about the non-canon sesh.
Yeah, we're talking about.
What are you talking about? That was canon.
All right, true. We made it
That was
canon
totally
after.
canon.
Yeah, that was as canon as a cannonball to the face.
I mean, seeing how you're currently wearing that guy's armor, yeah. What?
Yeah.
Chaotic. You wish to banish me? All right, fine. I see how it is. Boom.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's that redeem switches me between the two models.
Oh my god. No, no, no.
They asked for it. What do you want?
No.
I ain't gonna about to say no to my girlfriend. I'm not that stupid.
Oh, that's your girlfriend?
Oh yeah, that's chaotic.
Oh, hi.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind. That's
Oh.
hilarious.
Girlfriend. Oh.
Yeah, it becomes funnier depending on who does it, right?
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah,
You
she.
torment him. He thinks this is hilarious. Look at him. You're tormenting me, woman.
Yeah, it's keep it the good work, honey. Love you. As you can see, she's fucking great.
Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
Alright, but I now have brownie, vanilla ice cream, and chocolate syrup, so this is gonna make one hell of a
Good.
good.
Throw hands with your girlfriend.
She'll kick your ass.
I didn't say I'd win. I just said I was gonna do it.
There is a difference.
Fair enough.
Scared to get my ass kicked.
No, I'm prepared to get my ass kicked, but it's a matter of principle that I tried.
You gotta
Sure,
send
Rube, I
that-
got you.
Alright, where were we? Right. The sewer session just ended.
Got physics.
Oh god. Okay, so the sewer portion just ended. Oh my god.
and
You saw nothing.
and the bugbear has had the emotional closure he's been needing for a long time. So he's just ready to throw down now. Like he's had his emotional closure. He's ready to just for action.
Oh yeah, Buggy is totally ready. He is out for blood?
Blood fury, but
Yeah, he's out for blood fury right now. You find
God damn
that
it.
person, they're going into the ground.
he may get to beat up a city wizard later. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you're about to beat up the foremost wizard of his circle.
I will find the circle and beat him with it.
God damn it.
I got magic too. What's the big fucking deal? Oh yeah, Puggy, he's an Eldritch Knight. Forgot about that for a second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting.
Which
Puggy
probably might
is
just
actually
take
very
the extra
smart.
feat for that.
Yeah, Puggy's actually extremely smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like +4 to 1000 smart. Like
Yeah.
Oh.
that is highest stat before the strength buff.
Oh no, chaotic. The
So-
monk is
so-
the one who wants to fight you. The monk.
What? Yeah, hi, that's me. Yeah, let's throw down.
All right. So after the Erica moment, after Puggy gets his assistance from his friend in the afterlife, they go back and they try to figure out what's happening in the Underdark. So they leave the sewers and immediately go out to seek the guardhouse. At this point,
They're like, hey, town wizard, what the fuck is happening?
yo, what's happening? Did you know? Did you know that there's some weird stuff going on down there? And he's like, no, what the hell? Did you know you have like a passage to the Underdark down there? We have a what?
Yeah.
So there's dead people?
I mean, that's not new, but what?
God.
Okay. So, they just agree to just like seal off the room that goes to this place that goes to the Underdark, because there's only one entrance to that room. They could just like effectively seal it for a while.
Yeah, Sooty like took her fucking tools and boarded that shit shut.
As hard as she could. And she's an artificer and has expertise in tools at this point. She's got it.
Mm-hmm.
They left the sewers at some point during that entire story and went back into it because things were pretty sussy in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went in, we left, we said, hey, here's what's up, and we're like, all right, we need to go back in with a plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they fulfilled like a promise to this wizard to just like solve the problem down there, which they did for the most part. There's still the
Technically.
Underdark down there, but that's not their problem.
It's not our fault we walked away finding out there were a lot more problems.
Do we actually get paid?
You just got hired to solve the one. That's not the one. Come on.
Wait, see, he never paid us.
Yeah, you guys are getting like 2,000, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he said we would get paid if we did the whole thing, and we would
we
get
did.
extra for...
And we did. Yeah, we just haven't gotten paid yet.
You guys left him without getting paid.
Yeah, let's make sure we get... Let's make sure we get that money before before the 7-day mark rolls around, yeah?
Yeah, ask him about that, definitely, next time.
Okay, good.
Next week.
I'm not the party merchant. I don't know what to do with that.
I know what to do. It put it in the bank and get 200 extra gold next week. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So go back and get our gold.
All right, all right.
Where's our money?
A minute for the dough. So,
I don't speak no German neither.
What?
so the party got because they want to meet the lord of the town, William Bellhart.
We, they mean me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, by we mean Kazrael.
That was,
by
that was,
extension,
that was my
'cause-
idea.
Yeah, by extension, because Kazrael wants it, the rest of the party wants it too.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Oh, what the heck?
Very minor in-between note that happened. Bellhart. After we killed the giant way back when, I said, hey, can I have a store? And Bellhart said, yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So now
Bellhart
she has a
gave
store.
it to you. Yeah. And what is that store's name?
What is it? The Clear Blood Association?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember your own store.
Yeah, because it appeals to the whole noble crowd. Because like, oh, clear blood. It's a purity thing. No, it's because Larcy has fucking clear blood. She don't have hemoglobin.
Yeah, no hemoglobins and you're all sad.
No
with that.
hemogoblins running around.
No homogoblins were the same.
Did
Damn.
you just say homo goblins?
Look.
Yes, I did.
And what are you gonna do about it?
No
Nothing.
homogoblins.
No maidens.
Goblinness.
Right. So, after that, so they got the writ of meeting that they needed to get to actually meet up with William Bellhart, because they're not going to be let in. They're goblins without something official like that. And and they had to gussy themselves up a little bit because they just went into the sewers and they fucking smell. They reek.
So we showered. Some of us got noble clothes.
Yeah, Larcy did, Zom did. I think those were the only two.
Yeah, Puggy's.
Bear kind of had his arena attire a little bit.
Puggy kind of
but-
looked like a seasoned arena fighter.
And
But-
the town basically worships their gladiators as stars, so that's enough for him.
Yeah, he didn't need to get all fancy. He was already fancy by their standards.
Oh yeah.
Kazrael opted to take a disguise as he is going in for a very specific purpose, and he has decided that he does not want his identity to be widely known by the people up top or them to understand what he's planning, because he is a wanted man, because essentially what he was asking for was their assistance in the resistance against the Tears of Virulence, which are the ones that took over Flan.
Yeah, basically, we want to
And-
ask this neutral fucking town if they'll help support us in this eventual war that might break out.
And I made it very clear to them that it is not even a might, it's definitely wood, because the Virulence, the Tears, their primary goal is the entire political and economic...
there, yeah.
Oh my god. Is the political and economic domination of the entire Sword Coast
Mhm.
and beyond. Well, pretty much
Yeah.
the continent.
Yeah, so it's a
So,
huge for them eventually, definitely.
and
And-
especially for how close they've already gotten to this area, as we have seen, there is no might. There is only eventually.
Mhm.
So he was able to use his disguise under the organization moniker Mercy, that he was rallying several of the Tears' enemies and potential targets in a counteroffensive against the Tears, stating that either they could try to fight them alone and lose, or they could come together and stop them at the source.
And what are who are all the allies that Kazrael has with him right now?
He made it sound like there were a lot more than there actually are right now, because there are not as many as he made it sound like. Right now, there are the bandits.
Mm-hmm.
There are the kobolds, if you can count them, because I'm pretty sure they'll listen to us. There's Caraway, as soon as we find him.
Mhm.
Again.
There's Hector. There's the goblins. There's the farm, which isn't a huge help, but it's resources. That's something.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
It's probably really important to say to just, like, make yourselves sound like you have a lot of people, because who's going to be the first person to join you as the major force? Like,
Exactly.
really?
Hoping that that this city will be, because I was also able to appeal to him in his defense of his citizens, and also to understand that a lot of the things happening in his city are already in over his head, and that we were working in the shadows to make it happen, to fix the place, to help him with his issues, and that maybe he could help us with ours.
I mean, we did kind of technically cause one of those issues, but we
Shut
also
up,
immediately
shut up.
fixed it.
He also pointed that out too.
And I did say that it was going to happen sooner or later. He was lucky it happened when people were there to neutralize the issue, instead of him coming out in an opportune time that he may have planned it to be, or worse, got away.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And just following this conversation along, William Bellhart eventually
Nice
gives
stretch.
them this kind of a promise that, hey,
Said he'd think about it.
he'd think about it. A promise to think about it, because he really doesn't want to interrupt, with his people.
Mhm.
Like, he needs assurance, because these are goblins, can't forget.
Yeah, there is that
and,
still
in the
underlying
meantime,
part
we
of
had also killed
racism.
a manticore.
Oh wait,
Chimera. God damn it.
Yeah, Chimera.
Keep calling it a manticore.
well that's
we
part.
killed a
That's
chimera.
part.
So, as proof of our capability, I brought him its head.
Well, wait, hold on. You're skipping over a part. He gave us 2 tasks to prove ourselves before he'd formally consider it. That the Chimera was one of them.
Oh, that's right. That my bad. Oh, whoopsie.
Yep, the Chimera was one of the tasks that he gave you to solve as the show of good
God, he
faith.
gave us that task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was the one who started calling it a manticore by accident.
Yeah.
And they just
It's me.
everyone kept accidentally calling it a manticore as well. It was a chimera. It was always a chimera, but I just got those two confused and.
For context,
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the if you remember Finnegan from earlier, we were talking about his lore, and apparently he died fighting a chimera because the manticore got loose at the same time. He couldn't take both at once, and that kind of just lodged both of them in her head at the same time, so he kept on fucking them up.
That should actually give you an idea of how strong Finnegan is, too, because you fought the Chimera.
So he fucking took a chimera on his own, and could only not take it when it was with a manticore.
Yeah, and like honestly, you guys stomped the Chimera because you guys got critical hits
Out the ass. Yeah.
The part where we can finally tell them about the tragic story of the cow.
Oh.
Yep,
Yeah.
we can tell them about the cow now.
So I suppose that this should be on my shoulders because it was my idea. I had figured that since as we had learned about this this chimera, almost did it again because I was gonna say chimera and thought I was wrong, and then it turns out that was wrong. Anyway, that this thing was a very, very adept predator. It was a hunter that could kill and disappear in the matter of seconds. And I said, well, we need to draw this thing out. And ultimately, after a lot of debating, literally it took like an hour, we figured.
Yeah.
I pitched the idea that this thing will probably not fall for illusions. It will probably not fall for regular, just fake bait or anything we try to throw, any of our tricks.
It's very
Because
intelligent.
it might have true sight, it might have other tricks up its sleeve. It might all these things. So I said that our one option is that we need to bait it with something very much alive
And you see,
and big enough to garner its attention.
yeah. So the cow is the obvious option. Now, that probably just sounds simple. Yeah, of course, get some livestock. But you see, there's a little issue there. Remember how we said everything rots super quickly in this world? Yeah. Meat is an extremely high commodity. And because of that, it's extremely expensive. Especially so for an entire cow. See, what was the base price that merchant was asking for before we got reduced?
I think he asked for somewhere ballparking 350, 400 gold pieces.
No, that was after we got it reduced.
Oh, that was after. Oh boy, what did I ask for the first time?
I think it was
Said
700.
500.
Oh, 500?
500? That sounds pretty right.
I believe 500 was ludicrous enough, and also I do not believe that we got the price down 200 gold.
It's Larcy we're talking about here.
I know, but I'm not saying that for the sake of capability. I'm saying for what I remember. I don't remember us getting it down 200 gold.
Fair. I think it was 100 off the top, and then we promised to get more back if I talked sweet to the merchants.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you did haggle a little bit.
We do a bit of haggling in this house.
We
Yes.
also got most of our money back, plus a tiny bit extra when we sold back some of the chimera meat to him later.
This is so funny.
Yeah.
Khan and I had this private conversation once that they could actually do like a little service for delivering food.
Yeah,
Oh my
we could literally
God.
just do DoorDash, and it would...
Uber Eats.
God
It's
damn.
better take it from me.
Oh, God. Also,
I'm
Stupid
not
Fox,
saying I order
welcome in.
both. I've worked both. I currently work for Uber Eats. Fuck DoorDash. Just for everyone here, Uber Eats is better. If
Yeah,
you're gonna work.
I used to say that, but DoorDash is cheaper for me, and they removed my favorite location to get my...
Oh yeah, no. Buying DoorDash is better if you're buying because it's cheaper. But if you're looking to work,
Paying-wise, Uber Eats.
yeah, if you're looking to work, Uber Eats is better.
Duly
Just in
noted.
case anyone wants to know, and also if you're looking for a little go-between job because you need extra money,
Mm-hmm. All right,
take
duly
it from
noted.
me. It's not that bad.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Right, what were we talking about? But also, hi, Fox, mama.
we were talking about selling the cow.
Right.
I mean, we were talking. No, wait, we killed the cow, and then we saw. No, the manticore killed the cow.
The Chimera
Manticore?
killed the
God damn it!
Fuck.
The course could persist.
Everything just gone
Just
down
down
the
my own
drain.
throat and pull out the first thing I grab.
The next time if you have to fight a manticore, we're gonna call it the chimera that the entire time.
Yeah. So the cow did do something for us. Instead of it getting an attack opportunity on one of our asses when we weren't paying attention, it murked the cow first round.
Oh yeah.
I would have saved the cow if it wasn't for the fact that it died instantly.
Yeah.
The Chimera did actually have a very good first round. It used its snake tail to blow a stream of poison at Zom and take off like 20 points of his HP.
Yeah.
And he has 70 max HP right now, so that's not a huge
He's
blow, but
literally the
it's still-
tankiest member of all of us, and he's the backliner.
Yeah, he's the backliner.
What the fuck is up with that?
And he has
He's a
good AC.
gunslinger.
Yeah, he has good AC. He has an extreme amount of HP. He's the backliner.
I mean, he's got good AC, but Pugbear also now has better AC and also comparable health pool.
Oh,
And also,
speaking of,
I have insane dodge.
Mhm.
Yes.
speaking of Bugbear, there's something we kind of forgot to mention in between all of this. That axe that Reiner was using.
Yo, right.
Yeah.
Man, we need to talk weapons. Okay, so the axe that Reiner was using, the one that fucking froze Puggy when he got bonked, we took that to what, Sikoria?
Yep, Sikoria's her name.
Sikoria. Sikoria is the blacksmith who works with weapons in that town.
Or one of them.
Yeah, no, she's the weaponsmith. The other one's the armorsmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just say, this thing is remember, this is for a giant. This is a giant's weapon. So, this is just a giant hunk of fucking cold iron. And we say, hey, can you buy this from us? We're like, no, I don't have enough
We should
money.
specify what cold iron is.
Yes, we probably should.
Because
See,
it's not literally cold iron.
Right. So just specifying what cold iron is, it is a material from the Armorer's Guide. Cold iron is a special material that when you it has this special effect to it where if you hit a fake creature, your weapon damage, the weapon damage dice, you roll twice instead of just the one time.
Wah. Surushi! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in series. My name is Jim Concon. I'm a local Empty Fox boy. I do a variety of streaming content, and right now I'm vibing with these good beans, and we're talking about our D&D campaign. Welcome in, sweetheart. How was your stream? What were you doing?
Oh god, there's a raid. There's children here. Hold on. We gotta cover this up. God, we gotta make this stop. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Understood. I will very quickly just
We gotta make that go away. There are kids here.
Hello, I'm back. How you doing?
Oh, thank God. That was close.
Pazu Helma, thank you for the follow, sweetheart. Welcome to the library.
Amazing.
Hope you enjoy
Now
your
your viewer
stay.
count's gonna drop by like half.
It's fine. But welcome in. How was your day, sweetheart? How are you doing? Push-ups, bruh.
I have to do this too. Chaotic. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's do
Push-up,
15.
bruh.
15 push-ups. We got this.
All right, my upper body strength is basically non-existent, so.
All
give
right,
me a
same
moment.
here. I'm all on the legs. All right, we'll do the hydrate after. Thank you, slimy boy. All right, let's fucking go.
It's just hear him drop all his gear.
1,
3,
2,
4,
3, 4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
8,
8. You're going too fast.
9, 10, 11, 12,
Man, Frog, you know what's really awesome,
15.
Frog?
13,
What's that?
You know what's really awesome? Not doing push-ups.
Okay, I'm back.
I quite agree.
See you right, brother? I'm gonna take that as a no. Tsurushi,
Guys,
thank
we're
you for the
just talking about
hydrate.
how good it is to not be exercising.
Fuck you.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, I know, Rube. He likes me sweaty, apparently. Anyway. Hi, someone. How you doing, honey?
The reason we both do it is because I like giving myself this little challenge. If Khan gets redeemed something, if I'm able to do it too, I do.
Oh, that monk is not Viking. That is... their in-game name is Kazrel. Outside of that, they are Farum. I don't believe you have met him before. Viking... Yeah, Viking is not a part of this campaign. We love Viking-san, but she is not a bean.
Vikings have been in my heart.
True. No, Farum. Think like iron.
Literally, it's Latin for iron.
Yeah.
Because they call him that not because I choose that, because it's Farum is another character of mine.
Yeah, from, what's we call it?
For honor.
Yeah, For Honor.
Well, his model was based on that because
Yeah,
I am just a huge fan of their design, and I also really like knights. But when I translated him over to D&D, I kept the design because it is incredible. That is like one of the main merits that one had, before it went down the dumpster. But
We don't talk about it.
Why is Hot and Cold playing in the other room? There's
Wow.
nobody in there.
Wait, see, you do realize who Sudoshi is, right?
Who?
It's
Sudoshi?
Motto. It's Motto.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Motto!
Oh, hey,
Oh,
hey,
what's
hey.
up, my dude? Yeah, Motto knows me. Oh my god, it's him. Oh yeah, as soon as you said Faraday, as soon as you posted that emote, I knew it. You motherfucker.
His emotes are so good.
Yeah, he's a fucking slime girl over in the server right now. I see you, you motherfucker.
Okay, I stopped dying.
Oh yeah, you know my roommate. No, that's not. Oh yeah. You gotta do a little bit of a.
I hate it here.
But yeah, Sudoshi, how was your stream? What were you actually doing? Meow. Oh, we can do a. Ora.
Stop.
Ay, Dios. I do what I want.
Oh gosh, what were we talking about?
Right, the Cursed Crystal Battle Axe.
Right. So they brought the Frost Giant's battle axe to Socoria, and they basically asked her, "Hey, can you buy this?" She's like, "No."
Instead, she gave us like a fucking, what was it, 20k or 10k?
I think it was 20.
Alright,
Okay.
20k gold fund that we could just use to get weapons or purchase upgrades for our own weapons from her.
Yeah. You give her the battle axe, and she gives you basically 20,000 in credit towards anything that you want from her.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real, that sounds like a good deal to me. So we've just been tricking out some of our weapons, getting new bits of kit, and for Puggy, we decided to take a part of that battle axe where the ice magic was most concentrated and try to make one for him. And see, how did that go?
Alright, so
Ooh, Okami HD, nice.
we asked Puggy what kind of weapon that he wanted, and we decided to basically go with the most versatile weapon ever. We gave him a poleaxe.
The poleaxe is so cool.
I had some debate about what weapon I wanted to go for, but in the end, a poleaxe is such a fun weapon.
It really
Such
is.
a fun weapon.
So this is definitely a brewed up weapon. It has the reach property. It's a D10 weapon, and it has the slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage types that you just choose whenever you make an attack.
So yeah, it's pretty good. I need to look into Okami HD. I've heard of it a little bit, but I don't think I've actually seen any gameplay. So I may take a little peek of that VOD later.
Oh, you should. I mean, I think I've never played it, but like, it's Okami. I know it's good.
So what we did with the weapon material, we wanted it made out of the cold iron that had basically the core of this ice magic in it. So Sikoria said that she could try to maintain the enchantment on the weapon while passing it through into this new mold to get it to the poleaxe itself. And I had her roll for that between sessions, and she rolled pretty high, actually. So the very next day in game, when Puggy went to get his tricked out poleaxe, I was able to describe for Puggy that when it's passed to him, like it has this very chill aura around it. Like the head of the weapon is emanating this frosty kind of fog, this really easily to be seen through frosty fog. The
Still head,
enchantment
bro.
Yep, the enchantment stayed on the weapon, and the weapon's name is the Cursed Crystal Poleaxe.
It's so fucking cool.
The,
It's so cool, no pun intended.
the effect of this weapon is that in addition to a little extra cold damage that it does,
You say a little as if it isn't literally the same die as the weapon dice.
yeah, I think it is a D10.
Is that a D6 or D8?
I think it's
Let me check.
D8.
I have it open right now. Let me look on your sheet.
What'd it be?
Pugbear. The Cursed Crystal Poleaxe for you as soon as you load up for me. You have 47 hit points, my man.
My man Chomky.
It does a D8.
Nice. D8 weapon damage, D8 cold damage.
Yeah. But
Well, it's a
that's not
D10
all.
weapon damage and D8
Oh,
cold
right.
damage.
Right. Versatile. And no, it's two-handed.
Yeah, it's two-handed. He's a bugbear too, so he can attack something from 15 feet away.
That's so fucking... Literally just reach around a corner and smack a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's hitting people from the next zip code over.
Like, he has a NATO 10-foot reach, but reach weapons add an extra 5 feet on top of that. So, like, so many feet.
God, so good.
The special effect of this weapon is that a creature hit by this weapon cannot have its hit points restored until the end of your next turn.
It's so good. Enemies that regen, just politely say no.
Yeah, you don't get to heal until next time. Sorry, buddy. Not allowed.
And it's a magical weapon, obviously, so, you know, all in all, very good time.
Gotta say, pretty damn good for a magical weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't have any magical bonus to hit or to damage, but hey, buddy, that's a good effect.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up in for the context of the Chimera fight. Near said Manticore, but
We didn't, we got it. We're making progress, boys.
Oh yeah, Puggy was one of the people who crit on that as well, and he
Yeah.
did a massive amount of damage.
Can we open up the damage logs from that? I want to look.
Oh yeah, it's in Worthy of Song.
Oh, right. Okay, also, for context, Worthy of Song is where we store our crit rolls. Things that we just thought were such good rolls, or things that in context were really funny. We just store them in a separate little place. So basically every burning critical and critical that's saved in encounter stuff is there.
I think we only have Larcy's critical hit in there.
I'm pretty sure that we have yours in studies.
Nah, there's...
yo, didn't tell. Oh my god! I know what I'm trying to avoid making us. God.
Oh right, Larcy murders a fucking chimera.
Yeah, she did 52 damage in one attack.
Sure did.
Thank you, Rogue and Bard subclass.
Gotta say, College of Whispers got it fucking perks.
It does? Oh, gosh. Oh, that was so cool. That was a burning critical, too. That was so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Right, back to what we're doing right now. Everybody had their little weapon shopping spree. Kazro had like 3 weapons made, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, let's see. So, leaning into the monk aspect, some of you probably are going to recognize some of these things, so I'll explain them as best as I can. The first thing that I asked Cecil for was a couple of
Chilling during
I'm trying to remember which one came first.
Ruben.
Okay, so I asked him for a couple of chakrams, or otherwise known as wind and fire wheels. And what they are is that they are two metal rings, round metal rings that are sharpened all the way around the outside with one section for the handles. They can be slashing weapons, but they can also be thrown. I got two tonfas, which are essentially very thick batons that are grasped by a couple of handles where the club part goes down the forearm, which are also very cool. Those were not made. The chakras were made of cold iron, which is the special material. The tonfas were not, but
Rube's just having a time right now hearing about this.
But that's so cool, honestly. Yeah.
they're
Monk
used extra
weapons in
to have-
general just fuck.
to have extra bludgeoning damage outside of my unarmed strikes, and also for non-lethal encounters, which I thought would be a good idea to have just for flavor, even though I could do it otherwise. And my personal favorite, a Kusari Gama, which is a sickle on a chain with a heavy weight at the end, so that the sickle can be used for slashing damage, but it can also be thrown a short distance as a thrown weapon, as well as the weighted end can be thrown as a bludgeoning weapon. On top of him already having a Naginata, which is a long curved bladed spear. And throwing darts.
Hey, throwing darts
And
are
a
always
short bow.
helpful.
And smoke bombs. I also bought smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs helped out very much.
Yes,
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, Casserole had a shopping spree.
Indeed.
was worth it.
I'd say
Zom also had a bit of a. He also got something done. He got a he got a maul done. He got a maul made out of the cold iron as well. And I think that's all that he got actually.
yeah. But we do have some nice weapon variation between the party now.
Yes, everybody has a little bit of everything on their hands.
Azrael, who also himself
Oh, yeah.
who has a variety of everything on himself now.
Oh, I actually have a question, see.
Yes.
How does Armorer's Guide work when it comes to, like, crossbows?
Crossbows. I don't think that they will function the same way as, like, with melee weapons.
Well, I figured. I'm
That's
not
right,
expecting...
You don't think.
I figured that you're not going to be able to sharpen a bow.
No,
But-
you would have to sharpen every individual piece
I'm
of...
aware. I'm simply wondering, because I do like Larcy having a couple more ranged options, because as it is, you know.
You could buy special ammunition.
Yeah,
Is
that
that-
works.
Is that a thing?
But the Armorer's Guide does actually have some options for ranged weapons, just not as many.
I see. Alright, I'll just have to read
But
through
then-
those.
But
There's
we doesn't
options
need a
for-
ranged weapon. He is the ranged weapon.
Because,
Oh yeah, you could reach like 15 feet on your
look, we
own.
can talk about what happened with the fucking sling later, but I'm just saying I want to have a little bit more ranged options, you know?
Yeah.
Because as it is, it's just like Larcy has to go in if she
Yeah,
wants to do any damage. Yeah, I do. I know I have the crossbow, but when you look at the damage dealt with melee versus the damage dealt with the crossbow,
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a difference.
yeah.
Like Larcy fucks in melee, and at range she's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's like, is fine. I just want to make sure that it's not like completely shafted in regard. Because I don't want to go to range combat and feel like, I just want to run in already and stab them. I want to make sure that I feel like, okay, I'm still able to do a decent amount from this distance.
Dude, I need Pugbear to throw me right now.
Bro, it's so fun when Puggy just yeets Larcy. Up. Hey, guess what?
No!
Combo power.
20 more squats, baby.
Oh, my legs still haven't recovered. Chaotic, I swear.
Here,
I don't hate girlfriends. I don't.
Alright, are you ready, Cecil?
My body isn't, but I am.
Alright, let's fucking go. We'll go a little bit slower this time.
Are you kidding me? That's pansy talk. Let's go fast.
Alright, but if you're doing it fast, that means you're not doing them right.
Man, that's pansy talk too.
Alright. 1,
One,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
4,
6,
6. How many doing?
7, 20, 8,
8,
9, 10,
10,
11, 12,
13,
13,
14,
14, 15, 16, 17,
He's losing it.
18,
He's losing it.
19,
He's losing it.
20. Good job. You're doing good, Baker boy. Here. Sit down. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. See? You're doing good. Drink a little bit of water.
I'm so strong.
If you feel a little bit lightheaded, put your hands above your head. Actually, put them on your head. That'll help with the blood flow.
My muscles are bulging.
Nice.
Oh my god, this is my workout for the month. I'm done. Unless the other one gets redeemed.
Look, it's okay, honey. Just be glad I turned up the redeem time between. Or else these used to be every 10 minutes.
It used to be every 10
Wow.
minutes.
Now they're every 15.
Okay, so I'm safe for 15 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unless I
you
reduce
have
the
in 15
cooldown.
minutes. Okay.
Okay, where were we?
We were on the tail end of talk on the new weapons we just purchased.
Right. Ugh. Got you 100 push-ups.
Yeah, that's true, because I got tired of y'all's shit. I don't think y'all can blame me after that, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, you must be so strong, Con.
I'm not particularly strong, it's just the fact that I was in a sport for like 10 years, and I only like within the last couple months finally escaped. So I just have the leftover musculature.
Awesome, I'm a baker.
Yeah, you deal with a different set of skills.
I have a very particular set of skills. I will find you and I will bake you.
Dude, I make sweets and eat them sometimes.
You will become a bakeling. This is true. They're just working to give me a good dumpy.
Yes, bread is better than muscles.
No, I agree. Look, it is my firm belief that fucking freshly baked
Yes.
bread and a little bit of cheese is better than sex. I will not change
Never
my
had
opinion on
either,
this
so I
matter.
can't really say.
Oh, that's so sad.
Look, all I know is that I will take a fucking good meal with someone I like over anything like that any day of the week.
Why not both?
Hey, that's
At
even
the
better.
same time.
No, that's unsanitary.
Nah. Make sure you shower before and after.
We like clean people in this house, okay? The tail end of the weapons, right?
The code has been cracked for me. Why do you think I enjoy just having dinner with you, honey? It's good society. It makes me happy. It doesn't take much. I'm a very simple man. What the fuck were you talking about?
Tail end of weapons.
Right. Tail end of
yes,
weapons.
alright.
Basically done with it, because we
Mhm.
talked about everything. So right, we'll just get back to where we pretty much are in the campaign right now, with a little bit of explanation.
Mhm.
So the second problem that William Belhart wanted the party to take care of, as their sign of good faith, is there is a fort located northwards from the town that has had really strange circumstances happen around it, on its location, really. The climate of the entire place around it has become unbearably hot.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where heat exhaustion rules are in effect in that area.
Mhm.
The party has to find out why it is what it is and what's so dangerous about the area, because he sent 2 groups of elite guards in there and neither came back.
We did find them.
Oh yeah, you found them, but we'll get to that. Zom had experience with hot climates because he lived with the fire
Fire
giant.
giant. Tends to come with
For
the
most
territory.
his early life, so kind of have to. Oh yeah. Uh, so him having the experience of knowing gave the party everything that they needed to know. So just skipping over a lot of the stuff, they got a lot of water.
Yep. We stocked up on like, what is it, 4 gallons per
Several
person?
gallons each.
Yep, several gallons each. Everybody gets 4. That they have to drink 1 gallon every hour, just to not succumb to any heat exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
So it reaches the point that you guys find the fort when you go inside, and he's like, okay, everybody, drink up, pups, because we might not get the chance to later.
Yeah.
Everybody just gulps down their water, and they begin to explore the fort as it is.
Hey, I just had a terrible idea.
Yeah?
Could Larcy just put water in her shoes?
No.
No,
You
no,
need
that's
some,
not how that works.
you need some
not how it
big ass
works.
bouncers for that.
That was a root joke, I'm sorry.
I know. Funny.
Oh, that was good, but still, no.
I didn't think so. Alright, anyway,
so,
continue.
Worth mentioning beforehand, Larcy sent her imp out to scout the place out. And he came back with the information that, hey, they found the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And-
found him, but
Turns out, they're all undead now. They're all
Yeah.
killed, and they're all on fire.
Yeah, so
They've been
fucking
hard to reach.
just a bunch of Ghost Rider looking motherfuckers walking around in their old armor. Like, brilliant.
That's terrifying. There's a necromancer in here. That's the conclusion that the party came to, and they're pretty sure that they found the necromancer because when they went in,
it was
pretty
so
much right
funny. Just the way you said that, just like, there's a necromancer in here.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So you
Yeah.
guys can have fun with that.
Mhm.
yeah, he's in here. He's, there,
I think
there he
she.
is.
There he is, just doing his
Or
normal-
she, actually, apparently she. Looks
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
she.
woman. So, yeah, there she is up there. It was on the, yeah.
So, when they were exploring it, they're doing their little thing. They find this mechanism that is very arcane in its origin, where it's just like several jewel-like structures, like these amber-colored heart-shaped things that are just pulsating every minute or so with magical energy, and sending that pulse out in the form of a line that will trace through the area up towards the big tower in the center of the area, top center. And they're all coalescing up there into a place that the imp could not see, and that nobody has gone up to just yet. But he heard that there was chanting going on up there. So there is obviously some kind of ritual going on that requires quite a bit of magical energy to be able to complete. He's not sure how long it's been going on, and the party has had, I would say, 1 or 2 hours so far of this ritual going on. So it has time on it right now. And the party is very much on a timer. They don't know how long it is. I do.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's right.
But they do know that during the course of their investigation and procedural exploration of the area, that they have indeed fucked with the process. Because they kind of took 2 of those crystals and shattered another one.
Yeah, the buggy just freaking yanked one out. That's like, oh, it is mine now.
Yeah, Puggy, Sooty's Stone Defender, which is the Steel Defender of the Battlesmith subclass.
Mhm.
They both yanked one. Larcy and Sooty destroyed one with bombs.
Yeah.
And they basically pissed this lady on the tower off royally.
Don't worry, in fact, that
She tried to send her entire posse after us.
Yeah, she kind of
Them
sends
that
me.
were around us at the same time.
Yeah, there were. Who was that?
That was my roommate. I hope he's
Shut
alright.
up!
So, the monsters that the party saw in this area are obviously the lady on the tower. She does not look human.
Mm-hmm.
Kazrael is really the only person that got a look at her too, by the way.
Hi, how are you, darling?
There's also the flaming-headed skeletons. There is both martial and casters among their ranks. And there are these really disgusting-looking creatures that look like they're made out of ash
We're doing
that
pretty good.
hopped around and moved extremely quickly
How are you?
and basically
Wait, you
moved
just said you were doing good.
so fast that it might as well have been teleportation. And as soon as they ended their movement, a huge explosion of ash just blinds the area.
They're kind of icky.
They're really icky.
They're not. It's not good. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're making like yowling, cat yowling, hissing sounds, just like as their general sound.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Would not pet that cat.
Yeah, we don't pet those ones. And Kazrael's scared all the players again.
Yeah?
To
He
be
had a good
fair, we
plan.
still trusted him.
He had a good plan. I trust his plans.
His
It's just
execution
really
just
weird.
terrified me.
He just terrifies the hell out of me whenever he does them. Because he doesn't explain them until he actually does it.
Which is the worst part.
I love it. It's so fun.
You just gotta trust me.
So, in the midst of the party being discovered and all these monsters just rushing in on their location, Kazrael runs out of his cover, like between a few monsters, and throws down one of his smoke bombs, blinding two of them to everything that's going on around them and outside of the fog that it creates. 20-foot radius, by the way, that's huge.
It's so big.
Oh, it's very
That's
big.
longer than Puggy's reach.
Yeah, it's bigger than his reach. So, Kazrael, with the remainder of his movement, runs up to the party, and he just screams, "Run!" Everybody needs to get out of there, because they are targeted right now, and everybody knows it at this point. So, the party nabs the gems that they can actually get their hand on, and vamoose as fast as they can. There is some trouble, like Kazrael gets assaulted by one of those ash leapers, and he manages to stun it and get away from it, join the rest of the party. Everybody gets out
Hora did a
fine. They
fantastic
hear
job.
the sounds of the all the monsters, the clanking, the rattling, the burning, and the yowling just eventually drowned out by just being like too far away.
We're just running, we're just leaving.
So the party now no longer has the element of surprise on their hands, but they have managed to at least put a monkey wrench in the time that this ritual has.
Horachi made the entire model
Oh.
in terms of art and rigging. And I think he did a
So-
fantastic job.
The party is still on their timer, but they can pretty much guess that they have more time to work with because there are now less.
About half.
Yeah, because there's now like a lot less of the material that the person on the tower has to work with.
We aren't certain how much or how little that's done. We are not. We
Yeah.
are not aware of that yet. All we are aware is that she has clearly been using them, and we just snatched or broke a few, and we're hoping that'll at least slow her down. But we're not
Yeah.
we're not 100% sure what they do or how much that did, but we're assuming it was something.
Yeah, next session we're planning on going to the town wizard and asking if he knows what these things are. Or, in Lars's mind, if there's an easier way to destroy them.
Wish Caraway was here.
Yeah, and Rube,
know what
yeah,
to do.
rigging is a trip, but from what I've told, once you figure out how to do it, it becomes more time consuming than it is actually difficult. Because the whole meshing thing is just a whole process, and it's just like, it's very draining. I definitely do not have the patience to figure something like that out myself, and I obviously don't have the artistic talent to actually make the models themselves, but I think Cora did a fantastic job with this model. But, yeah. Alright, what are your plans for the next session, folks? What are you guys thinking?
It's a good question.
Because I think... Hey, Cecil.
Hey, yeah, that's me.
Would there be any controlled demolition teams in the city?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's construction teams, so there has to be.
Lady specified controlled.
Well, I have a couple of ideas that Sooty might approve of massively.
I think I can figure out what some of them might be.
Because,
She would enjoy it.
one's a lot more, direct than the other. Because, yeah, we have we know that there's a minimum of 4 of those stones left that we did not disable, right?
You actually don't know the exact number.
I said 4 minimum.
Yeah, you don't know the exact number, but 4 minimum.
Yeah. So, either way, we put a minor dent on that. But, we know that all of these beams are going up to the tower, and the skeletons are primarily guarding the gemstones, and I think the bottom entrance to the tower. It would be a real shame if someone destabilized the foundations of the tower by blowing up 3 of the walls in the base.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Who says we need to climb your
bummer.
tower? We can make it come down to us.
It's hoping it's not particularly explosion resistant then.
So yeah, that was my idea. Because I'm like, oh, we could do like a combined fuse thing where we try to plant bombs on all the sites and then make them go off at once so we destroy the crystals and then alert them. But why do that when we can just blow up the fucking tower?
That's definitely a strategy.
Maybe it's not the best strategy, but I'd
It's
like
a
you
strategy.
I'd like you to try and focus on a fucking ritual while the tower is collapsing underneath you. I'd like to see you try.
Well, she's gonna try to stop us, but
Oh,
we'll see how
obviously.
we
but-
can stop her from stopping us.
But when you're expecting them to be tampering with your gemstones like they did last time, I mean, and yet,
I will say, as much as that is cool, and I'm definitely down for it, I think we should save this for the session.
perhaps,
Yeah.
Because I think we should.
Yeah, to have Zom in on this.
Because it's like, but I think for what we want to do next time, that might be something that like we got that on the table now. Done. No more planning.
Yeah, like
fuck planning. We
Bucky
don't.
is a master of fighting people and monsters. He doesn't know how to fight a building, so that's everyone else's idea.
Plan? You think I have more than that?
Like, the fact of the matter is, we know we're on a timer. Fuck planning. Here's the direct answer.
Oh yeah,
This is
I
just what
remember
we're
the
gonna
last time you
do.
guys were on a timer. Do you remember the last time you guys were on a timer?
No.
Oh, that's thing like gonna quest 30.
Oh, fucking, Zom with the crushing ceiling.
Is that what he's talking about?
That was the first time you guys were on a timer.
Oh, what was the second time?
Oh, we did it.
Yeah, you guys did it. The crushing ceiling was that death trap was the first time.
What was the
The
second?
second time was the hill giants.
Oh, right, when they were trying to break their way into the house.
Yep,
Oh, we
trying to
did
break
it.
their way to your cave.
Also, hi, Skya. How are you?
I find that timers are a very good way to make planning go by very quickly.
Yeah, because we know how we tend to be sometimes.
We talk too much.
You guys took like an hour and 30 minutes to decide to get a cow.
I was gone for like an hour of that, and you still were on it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, we raised that point during it.
I just said that like 30 minutes ago. It's like, and after an hour of planning, we settled on get a cow.
We still want to get a cow.
God damn it! But
Because I finally pitched the idea of like, guys, we're talking about all this fancy schmancy magic and stuff, and I'm thinking like, guys, this thing is a magical creature that probably has special eyes. This is probably not going to work. We just need to get something
just
alive.
have a cow, man.
My
Yeah,
blonde!
Literally, we don't need to do all this roundabout stuff. We don't need to do all these things where we got to do all these tricks and all this funny stuff. Let's just bring something alive and live with the consequences of
Fair.
the repercussions that we sent a live animal to its death.
That cow is a hero.
And Skya, I am doing just fine, vibing with these cuties. And yeah, we will be punished for our sins. The great cow ranch in the sky.
We should make a memorial service for the cow.
We definitely should. This cow is braver than any of our troops.
He died.
Our sins.
He died for our sins. I don't think we should crucify the cow, I'm gonna be honest with you.
The cow's already dead, guys.
A burger mimic. Rube. I mean, Larcia is a carnivorous plant, not outside the realm of possibility. Great news? Oh, nice, Skya. What's up?
Funny, because she was made from a bean, but she just learned to be carnivorous.
She saw fucking goblins tearing into me and like, goddamn, it looks tasty. Munch.
Mom.
And Skya, nice. Hell yeah.
Mom there.
Mom there. I crave meat.
Father, I crave cheddar.
No!
Technically, if you're the better the
Oh
town,
yeah, that's it. That's where we draw the line. That's the one you don't like. All right, I'll remember that.
It's because I imagine the figurine whenever I think about that.
Father, I crave cheddar.
Oh, I love that one.
Terrible. And hell yeah,
I
Skya.
love that one.
It's terrible and you know it.
I love it.
Shut your bitch ass up.
So yeah, that's pretty much where we are right now. Just mourning a cow.
Don't have a cow, man.
Oh,
We don't. Not anymore.
no, not anymore.
Yeah, don't have a cow. We don't have a cow anymore.
Don't worry about it, see. Everything's fine.
Yeah, is it fine? Is it really?
It's fine. It's not pointed at you.
It's kind of it's quite casual actually. So
I'm staring him in the face. Don't do it. I'm watching.
what the
Sorry, what? What's that? What? What am I not doing? What?
Don't worry about it, Kazro.
Don't worry about it.
Everything's gonna be fine.
In the chat tells me what he said. I'll give you a sub.
Ah, I see, Skya. I understand. Y'all fucking degenerates.
Damn it, back in here with the tits, God.
Yes, I see.
Anyway.
Alright, I take it back. I'm not giving any of you money. I know what you spend it on. You spend it on this.
That's
Look
true.
at him.
That's true.
Look at him.
This
You
entire
spend your money on this.
No, it's true. This entire model is crowdfunded.
I see. So you're staring at them, huh?
Ah,
You all make me sick.
See, he just banished the tits.
Oh my god! If only it was that easy.
It would be a shame if somebody did that.
Tits be gone.
Good.
Hello, it is me again. Now you get the lanky boy once more. Hello.
back to the way that things should be.
Flat.
Oh my gosh, we took 3 hours and
Oh, wait.
17 minutes for this. That was great.
Jesus. Oh wait, hold on. I can do this. Are you guys
Oh.
saying that you don't want regular con? I see how it is. I see how it is.
He saw the power of Gaslight Kid. Keep Gobot on his side.
Want the milkers, bro.
I see. I go then. Wait.
Dude, just
Well.
dude, come on, be a bro. Just show me your tits already. God.
Demonetized.
All right, nobody take this the wrong way, but this is like that one gig part where the guy's like, "But get over here and work on these tits."
Ay, Dios.
I think it's time for a nap.
It do be kind of
That's
sweet.
it is almost 9 p.m. It is almost 11 p.m. over there. That's just called sleep.
Yeah, it's time for an extended nap. I take them every so often.
Yeah, you should probably take them
But
more
ex-
often, you fucking
But
nerd.
extremely
really-
proud.
Alright. I mean, we basically covered everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's up to date. Now.
In good time, too.
Yeah.
In record time.
Alright.
For once.
Hey, yo, chat. Y'all got any last questions, comments about the campaign? We'll answer them
Oh.
before we wrap up.
Actually, before we wrap up, I also must do this.
Oh?
Long, noodly arms, using as chromatic orb.
There we go. I was about to say, where's our chromatic orb?
Hey,
Hey,
do it
the
again,
man
monkey.
said the blind. Let's fucking go.
If you make, do you want me to say it again? I'll say it again.
Go for it.
Chromatic orb. Okay, that's enough of that.
I seriously thought he just ended the stream right there, so he was just saying it to us now.
Famous last words, chromatic orb.
It's the famous last word that some people are going to hear.
It really
Not
is.
that he actually probably says it, but he said so.
Ah, that's good shit.
Yeah, you have no idea how many times I just
Hmm?
imagine, I should say, fantasize about the party with mechanics of other games. You have no idea how many times I've imagined beans with Warriors mechanics.
Oh, Mosu?
Like
Yeah,
the
what's
crowd
up?
fight games?
Okay. So I thought you meant the tabletop game, but no, yeah, imagining Pugbear and the Warriors game is kind of hilarious.
Is that the one where you just kind of wade through crowds of ads and just mow them down?
Exactly, yes. Like Xterra.
Hmm.
That was that one mission from Modern Warfare 2.
I mean, with Sody, it'd just be bombs
God,
everywhere.
No, don't.
I probably shouldn't do it. I shouldn't talk about that. That could be sus on Twitch. I shouldn't do that.
Hmm?
And
I'm
That's
pretty
a
sure
good
that's. I'm pretty sure people that like played that on Twitch got banned.
Jesus.
I remember the exact thing you're talking about, so
Oh,
yeah.
I oh, that's the worst part. It's awful. God, I
Yeah.
can't believe they got away with that.
I'm
yeah.
afraid to ask, so I simply won't.
oh, we'll tell you in Discord.
Oh, we can't. Yeah, not on your stream.
Understood. All right.
It's not. It's very very. It's very
Yeah,
it's
babe.
very bad. It's very
Mhm.
bad.
Duly noted.
So why don't you hang up the stream because I think it's late.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's find who we're rating.
Throw everyone here under the bus.
All right.
Don't care. Didn't ask. Also, you're on Twitch.
Also, you're on Twitch. So we are just gonna quickly raid Tokei Shige, who I think is getting their ass kicked by Sans, based on the stream title. So they're probably playing Undertale. Alright, so, dearies, thank you very much for coming tonight. Had a lot of fun. Beans, thank you very much for coming. Always a
Thank you for having
pleasure
us.
having you. Mm-hmm.
As always.
6 months.
Alright. I hope y'all have a good one. Ba-da. Yes.
How's it
Good night,
going,
Volkman.
everybody?
This has been fun. Thank you for having me on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been so fun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Let's quickly tune
All right, is
in.
it over?
Yeah, let's